Welcome everybody to episode 4 of Gaming and Waffles, and we're here with a special guest twice. Second time on here. We got Tabi Cat.
So nice. I came back twice.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I got my
I
holiday themed mug for the occasion.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I have a acai bowl.
Nice, that's my
I
dinner
thought
plan.
I thought I'd get waffles, but then I was like, oh, but I want acai, even though it's sub-zero weather here.
You know what? I actually have. I don't take any offense because I didn't make waffles at all today. I actually don't even have
Oh,
any.
we need to think of a waffle shot.
Yes.
Like,
I should have done that. I should also turn off this Elden Ring music that's still playing in the background. Okay, now we
oh,
have.
why not?
Now we have an appropriate podcast. Okay, yeah, so we have a special podcast for everybody today. We're going to be talking about games that we played, and I got some pretty exciting games in there. We're going to be talking about 25 Days of Christmas, where we're going to give gift ideas for gamers, 25 of them. So there's no way you can fail in these last minute shoppers here for any gamer
hmm
family, friends, or loved ones that you have. And then gamer Tabi is going to retake the Who Wants to Be a Real Gamer quiz. And I think you only got 2 wrong last
Uh,
time, 2 or 3.
yeah, I think so. Hopefully I can beat my last record.
Yeah, we're gonna go for perfect. I think you can get it.
Yeah.
But first things first, let's get right into what we've been playing. Did you want to go first?
So, because I was talking about BioShock with you last night
Mm-hmm.
after I got my list completed at like 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I went to BioShock and I just re-downloaded it, rebooted it up, and I'm replaying it now for like the fourth time. And every time I play it, I always forget. It's a little scary, but I think you need to play it. You need to play it so bad.
I'm so
It's
nervous.
a gaming requirement. It's a necessity. Oh, thank you.
It's funny because you asked me if I ever played it, and I remember there was one year I had kind of got out of gaming, and my brother was still pretty in, but we always, besides a few things like Legend Dragoon, was way out of anything that we ever played normally. That was just so different from anything. But most of the time, it was like sports games, wrestling games, Grand Theft Autos, wrestling. It was just a lot of that. So one year I was just like, you know what? If you're still going to be into gaming, try some new things. So I think it was like either his birthday or Christmas. I went and got him like Bioshock 1 and 2, Sunset Overdrive, just a stack full of games that I've never heard of or played. And was just like, these just look different. There's something different from what he does every year. And I handed them to him. And I remember I ended up playing Sunset Overdrive. I never finished it, but I started playing it. None of us ever touched Bioshock. It looked scary from the cover, so I wasn't gonna play it. He likes horror, so I thought he would, but I never touched it.
Made the wrong choice. But I've never played Sunset Overdrive. I have no idea what that one's about.
Yeah, no clue. I've never heard of it. I just walked into the game store, looked at cover art, and I said, "Oh, I mean, it looks interesting," and just grabbed it. And to this day, I can't tell you what it's about because I didn't get very far. I know I was shooting at some alien-looking things that look like roaches. And that was that's all I can tell you. But
If you play it on stream, I I'll want to be like a mod in your channel and make sure no one spoils anything for you because you're going in blind. Because I don't, there's so many amazing things to say about the first BioShock that it would have to be its own complete podcast conversation going into the BioShock lore.
that's exciting. I'm thinking about it. It may be something I can save to do for a stream. I was trying to think when I actually wanted to start it. I'm super excited to get into
hmm
Sekiro, and I was thinking, when am I going to get into to Bioshock? But doing it on stream actually could be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Like people still play streamers I know are still playing BioShock, like the first BioShock that came out. Like when did it first came out? Oh my God. Because remastered now, but the graphics and stuff aren't up to date. But the playability is still amazing.
So, for isn't there like two or three of them?
Oh,
Are
it
the
came
other
out
ones
in
good?
2007.
Seven. Okay. Okay. Are the other two worth playing at all? Or
So it's kind of like with Dark Souls actually, a little similar. So BioShock, the second game was not made by the same studio that made games one and three.
okay.
So the second one is kind of the outlier. So it's kind of like having a trilogy of games where the first and the last are A plus titles, and then second one's like the black sheep where it's kind of like I've played it on stream and I would give it a B minus, whereas the other two, first and last, I would give A plus.
Nice. Well, now you've got me super excited to try it out.
Yeah,
I know that I
I'm so
said
excited for you to play.
me too. I think we said this on the podcast the last time I said this, but I said at some point we've done so much work together that I forget at this point when I said it. But I know at one point I said that I wasn't going to do horror games anymore, and part of me is like, you know what? Maybe just stay away from the worst of it, and we can play a little bit of some of the other things.
Don't play Outlast.
No, absolutely no. I know what that is. Absolutely not. That
You
in
can
Dead
stay away
Space.
from that.
That in Dead Space, I'm good on. But did you have anything else on Bioshock or any other games that you've been playing?
No, no.
I have started. I have started Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a little weird because I'm not a Marvel guy at all. It's never really been into Marvel very much. I'm also not like very big into Guardians of the Galaxy, but I heard the game was really good, so I was interested. I was just like, oh, it's free because I have PlayStation Plus, so I've decided like I'm paying $20 a month for this. Might as well just start playing some games. Like just start playing something so that you're not $20 just isn't constantly getting taken out of your account for something you're never using. So
Yeah.
I went in. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm actually having a lot of fun in it, even though I cared nothing about Marvel or Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not
The
even
movies are really good.
the
Just saying.
the first movie was pretty good. I don't remember the other one very well, but the first one was
Uh,
pretty good.
the second one, I thought the second one was better than the first, honestly, and the first was really good.
Mm.
Um, but is that the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game?
No, this is. Ooh, I don't know who makes it, but this is like the big like amazing graphics. It's uh
Because I'm only familiar with the Telltale one.
this one was pretty big. It's actually you can control. Well, you play as Star Lord, but in battle you control everybody. So while you're fighting with Star Lord, you're also holding down like I think it's like L1 on the PlayStation controller and sending other players in your party to do other
Oh,
things.
yeah, it came out last year. Okay, now I remember when this came out.
Oh wow! For some reason
Yeah, it
I
has
was
good reviews.
yeah I was thinking it's been out for like 2 or 3 years. I didn't even realize it was just last year. Um,
I know. I was going back. I was like, what are the best? I was trying to focus on for the our Christmas gift idea list for games. I was
mhm.
going through the great games of 2022, and when I ran out of games that I knew for 2022, I went to what came out in 2021 and what came out in 2020,
Yeah.
and it's so so interesting to see like, oh, that came. So I was very totally forgot when some games came out. I thought some games were older than they actually were.
Hmm.
So,
For me, from about 2020 to now is a blur. It's felt all the same thing. It just feels like 2020 has never ended. Um, I have one small complaint so far. I'm only a few hours into the game. I want to say I probably played like 6 hours total, but and I'm a very slow gamer, so 6 hours I probably played through like 2 3 hours total. I'm very slow and check every little inch of games before I leave to make sure I
mhm.
get every little thing. But I know people complain a little bit about the combat. They didn't like having to control a bunch of people, and I guess that just comes down to whether that's your thing or not. But I'm actually having fun doing that. I like. I never play games on the hardest difficulty, so maybe it's way harder on like the hardest difficulty and annoying to play. But I'm a fan of just hitting normal and just going because I don't like to be too stressed
Oh yeah,
or I just want to play a game and have fun. I'm not trying to be stressed out. Says the guy who loves Elden
exactly.
Ring.
I never put a game's difficulty on hard
Yeah,
except for BioShock, which I'm replaying, like it's my fourth
yeah,
playthrough. So
yeah,
I have New Game Plus. So I've never played it on hard. I always go for the normal
yeah.
difficulty. So I was like,
Me
why not
too.
try hard this time?
We're here to have
Um,
fun.
yeah, and when I stream, people are complaining all the time about how slow I'm going, but I don't want to miss a thing.
Yes, no, I'm 100% with you. I thought the combat is pretty fun to me. I like that I'm like shooting my guns with Star Lord, and I feel like I feel good multitasking that I can actually do it. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm killing this guy while I'm sending Rocket to do this and sending Gamora to do this, and you'll get to certain areas where you need Groot to get you to the other side because he can stretch his arm out and you can just walk across his arm, or you need like it's having you think like, okay, what party member would be best for this? Like here, I need something way up on that mountain, and Gamora can jump up there because she's just dope like that. So I'm having fun with all that. The only thing so far, well, before I get to the bad, I will say another good thing I like is the music. It's that '80s long hair band music, and
Star Lord's favorite music.
yes, there was one. I wish I remembered the name of the song, and I should have done research, but I completely forgot the name of the song. It's a big one. It may be like AC/DC. Somebody's gonna kill me for this, but um, you walk in and the boss fight starts. This boss comes up, and the music just starts. It just hits, and it's this big song that you know. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is the coolest shit ever. When the song played, like I got chills. I was like, oh, this is so fucking cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I loved it. The bad, the bad is just it's one of those things. It shouldn't be a big deal, but it can get very annoying. They never shut up in the background. It's constant bickering, like Rocket and Gamora. You know that all they do is fight. Yeah, I think it's like that even in the movies. All they do is argue. So you're trying to do things around the ship and look for things, but it's constant. Like it feels like there's never silence.
Like they're constantly quipping at each other.
Yes,
They are kind of like
non-stop.
that in the movies.
Yes, it got to the point where this is you notice it as soon as you get on the ship. As soon as you're on the ship, you notice it because it starts as soon as you walk out of your bunker. They're at it, just constantly arguing and cracking jokes on each other, and the jokes are kind of funny at times. Like it's good humor and everything, but you're just like, okay, guys, can we relax for a second? There'll be times where you're trying to think of what you need to do while you're out on your mission, and they're constantly going at it. So there's times where I'm just getting to where I tune them out. But then when you do that, though, a thing will pop up. This happened to me. I was tuning them out, trying to figure out where I'm going and all that. And I looked down at the bottom of the screen, and I got a timer to pick who I'm going to defend in this argument. And I'm like, I don't even know what the argument is. I cut y'all out a long time ago. I didn't know this was important to listen to. Hey, what's going on,
Is
Panda?
taking sides part of the game?
Yes, you do. There's going to be times where you have to
Oh.
take a side, and somebody does remember it. Panda, welcome in.
Hi,
Um,
Panda.
Like there was a moment where I forget the big guy's name. Do you remember?
Oh,
No, it's fine. The big dude that Batista plays. I can't believe I remember everybody's name but his. But he was gonna. They needed to get across, and it was too far for them to get there. So he picks Rocket up and acts like he's going to throw him. Panda, we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, the big dude that Batista plays in Guardians of the Galaxy. The one character, I can't remember his name, but I never liked him. In the movie or the game, he annoys me.
oh, it's Drax.
Drax! That's it. Thank you. He picks Rocket up like he's going to throw him, and Rocket is pissed. Like he's really mad that he's going to throw him. And now I gotta decide, and I'm just like, I would, because at this point, this is how much that they talk. I'm just like, I would rather y'all just stop arguing. So I'm just gonna say, I'll figure out a way. Just don't throw him because I'm so tired of hearing the arguing between this. So I picked not to throw him, but of course that doesn't end the arguing because the whole time Rocket has a grudge that he was gonna throw him, and and it tells you that he appreciates you not letting him throw him. So you've pleased Rocket. but he's still bickering with Drax the entire way through, and they get to another area, and he gets ready to throw him again, and you gotta pick again. I'm just like, this never ends. So
So it's like relationship kind of aspect of the game too.
it is, and I don't mind that at all. I love that in a game. It's just the amount of talking sometimes is just it's a lot, and most of the time they're not saying anything, so you feel like you can tune it out so you can focus on where you're going. But at the same time, when you if you choose to not listen, there's going to be times where something pops up and you got to take a side. And I'm just like, I don't even know what y'all are arguing about right now.
Mm.
Panda says you had a choice to yeet a person and you said no. Well, it would have been funny, and I thought about how funny that would have been, which is why I wanted to do it. But I literally couldn't deal. I'm interested to see somebody else play the game and let me know if they feel the same way about the talking or if it's just me. But it just felt so overdone.
Is it kind of like a strategy game like XCOM because you're commanding multiple characters on the field?
I've never played XCOM, which is funny because I've always seen the cover of XCOM. It's like a memorable cover for me. But based on what you said, yeah, it is that throughout the game, you get to a certain area, you're like, okay, I need Drax to do this. I need you never play as them, but you always like, okay, I need Drax to pick this boulder up and throw it through here so we can get through, or I need Rocket to create this bomb to do this, or I need Gamora to jump. Like, so you're constantly moving people around while you're going through. Too much talking in the game annoys me. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it's too much. But the humor is good at times, and it's funny. There's been a lot of times where they said things and I kind of laughed to myself, and it's clever and it's cute and all that. It's just a lot. It's a lot of it while you're trying to focus on what your job is. I don't have time to be focusing on y'all arguing about something stupid. They also weirdly have this weird obsession with the word barking. Like, it's kind of like that, like, I know we're Marvel, we're not allowed to cuss, but we're going to constantly say barking because, it's kind of cool and we're on the edge.
We're trying to be edgy.
Yeah, the
Not
first
too
time.
edgy.
Yes, Rocket did it the first time, and I kind of laughed. I was like, okay. And then I noticed it was a thing where it's constant, and it's not even just Rocket anymore. I think Gamora said it once, and it's just constantly like farking, fart, and I'm just like, okay, all right, guys, we get.
That's so cringy.
It is.
When they do that.
It is. It's like, okay,
But
we got the point.
in the movies, they swear. I thought, from what I remember, but
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm already bad with movies as it is. I have zero attention span, especially if it's something I'm not that into. A lot of times I look at a movie, I'm like, okay, I sat through it, so it wasn't like god awful.
maybe you should be playing a game with no annoying dialogue like Sekiro or BioShock 1.
Yes. Oh, can I announce it? I didn't want to put you on the spot. Is it?
No, it's fine.
Okay. I always get weird about putting people on the spot. So Tabi, okay, let me tell the full story. That's cringy as fuck. Yes, Panda, it is. It's so cringy. I was playing Elden Ring, and I was like, okay, I need to go throw my because I restarted Elden Ring because I'm a psycho like that, and I was like, I need to go put my clothes in the washer. So I got somewhere where it's a little beach area in Limgrave, and there's a merchant there. So I was like, because you can't pause the game in Elden Ring. So I was like, let me go down here where I know it's safe by this merchant. I go by the merchant, and I'm like, okay, I'm good here. I get up, and I have to go take my clothes to the washer and dryer here in the apartments because for whatever reason, these are nice apartments, but they don't have a hookup for a washer and a dryer, which I thought was really weird. But so I go over there, and I'm putting clothes in. I come back, and I come over here to grab my my water glass. I was about to go make some water. I noticed on the screen something that was like, you received a gift. And right on the bat, I'm thinking it's a scam. Like you open your phone and you won $1 million. I'm thinking it's that. But I'm also irritated. Randall, what's going on? Welcome in. I'm irritated because Elden Ring's not on my screen anymore. So I was hoping it didn't just close out. And I was like, man. So I went and grabbed my water, filled it up. I come back in. And I was just about to exit out of the gift thing when I seen Anthony, and then I seen the little message that you wrote, and it said from Tabi. I was like, wait, this is real? I thought this was a scam. So
Because I was going through my list of Christmas ideas, and I was like, "Have you played Sekiro?" I was like, "Oh, Anthony should really play Sekiro because it really should be the next FromSoft game he plays."
Yes, I know.
And then you said that you haven't played it, and I saw it wasn't in your Steam library. So,
I was just telling them in chat that I wanted to play Sekiro, and I remember Guna. I love Guna so much; she's so awesome. She was like, "Anthony, that game is very hard." So I got it and
mhm.
got off of it quick, and I was like, "That's so exciting!" Like I didn't know when I was gonna get it, but I was like, "I want to try." I was looking at Bloodborne, and I almost downloaded it because it's on my PlayStation Plus,
Ooh,
and I was like,
maybe you should play Bloodborne next instead. Because
hmm.
there's not really a way to cheese Sekiro like you can with Dark Souls or Elden Ring and like try to get a bunch of souls or whatever.
I'm nervous. I'm so nervous."
I know. It's nerve-wracking.
Well, Panda in the chat calls Elden Ring a torture chamber of a game. There it is. And
Yeah.
shit, another torture chamber of a game. That's exactly what I thought of when you sent Sekiro. I thought about that. And when I was looking through my PlayStation Plus, I thought about Panda. When I seen Bloodborne, I was like, if Panda knew I was looking at this game, he would kill me right now.
But I also went through and I was like, has Anthony ever played BioShock? And I asked Anthony, have you ever played BioShock? Because it's one of the greatest games ever made, in my opinion. And he said no. And it's only $20 on Steam for the remastered version. So I have birthday money left over. So I was like, I'm just gonna add that on.
I was so excited. Thank you so much for that. So now I got Bioshock to look forward to, which I'm probably going to do on stream. And I have Sekiro, which I really wanted to play. I don't. I want to play it so bad. Part of me is like, well, maybe I should do Bloodborne first. Maybe I'll just play them both at the same time, along with restarting Elden Ring, and just make my life a living hell.
What Elden Ring might be the palate cleanser to the difficulty of Sekiro.
Randall says, play LeBron's game. Which one? 2K? I roughly know where you live. That Panda, that's a threat. I work with you. But yeah, so I'm excited about Sekiro. That was two awesome gifts I was not expecting yesterday. And Elden Ring did not close down. It was fine. I guess it just minimized it because something had popped up. But I was so nervous that something had happened to Elden Ring. Which, speaking of, what games have I? Oh, I talked about Guardians of the Galaxy. I started Ghost of Tsushima. I don't have a lot to say on it because I'm very early into the game. It's exactly what you think. It looks beautiful. It's fun to play. The acting is great. There was a time where I was looking, I was like, yo, this looks like a movie. This was really good. I was surprised it lost Game of the Year. I went to go see if it had won, and it lost to.
It didn't?
No, it lost to The Last of Us 2. I've never played The Last of Us, but
Oh,
it won Game of the Year that year. And now that really surprised me. I didn't
I haven't
know.
either, so I have nothing to say on that.
Um, no, it's a scary game. Um, so I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm having fun with it from the very little that I played so far. And I'm not going to say a lot about Elden Ring because we've talked about Elden Ring a lot here and on the stream. But I've restarted with a new character, and I was telling Tabby I went to bed at 4 a.m. because I remember there's a chest you can open that sends you straight to Caelid, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go straight to Caelid. I'm gonna go. There's a dragon that you can kill. It's a huge dragon. Does not attack you back. You just hit it while it's sleeping. And I was like, I'm gonna go do that again and get. I think it's like 50 or 70,000 runes that you get for that. So I was like, that'll give me an
Oh
edge
my
here.
God.
So I go straight to the dragon and I start attacking it. And I thought I wasn't hitting in the right spot because the bar wasn't going down at all. I was like, maybe I'm in the wrong spot. And I go back, I was like, oh, I'm significantly under leveled for this dragon. So no
Oh my
lie,
God.
it took me 2 hours to finish killing that dragon. After like the bar started going down, I was like, I don't want to do this again later. You're already here. You're off tomorrow. However long it takes, just do it. So I sat there for 2 hours. This is where it gets funny. My controller,
2 hours.
on the controller, I can move with the analog stick, but every other button stopped working. I don't know why. I unplugged it and plugged it back into the USB. I don't know what happened, but you couldn't attack with the controller no more. So now I'm clicking with my mouse to attack because I was scared to go to the grace. I thought if I redo everything at the grace,
Mm-hmm.
is his health going to go back up? So I'm
Yeah.
holding the analog stick, and for 2 hours hitting the mouse, and my fingers were hurting so bad in the joints by the time I got done last night.
That's some dedication.
I
2 hours.
said I'm not doing it again. We're already here. I had to go all through Caitlin to get here. I'm not doing it again. We're gonna get it done, and it finally got done. 4 a.m. I was laying down in bed. Didn't even get through with my Christmas list for this podcast or the quiz. I woke up
What?
early and did all of that.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Panda says The Last of Us has a great story overall. I do want to play it. I really want to play The Last of Us.
And here I was last night thinking, oh, I got to get through this whole entire list. Because by the time I got to 20, I was kind of scraping a little bit.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I was like, oh, Anthony must have already had this done a long
Yeah.
time ago.
I'll pull the curtains back a little bit for y'all. Every episode as of this far, I woke up and did it all in the morning. I plan out what I'm going to do, and it's like, okay, it's how long is it going to take me to write down a quiz? And how long is it going to take me to get 25 gifts? Which actually that took way longer than I thought it was going to take. I didn't realize it was going to be that difficult to come up with 25 gifts for gamers. But I'm with you. I kind of, after a while, I was like, oh man, I'm running out of ideas here. So yeah, you proved that it's a torture chamber of a game. Yes, but we're addicted. We're addicted to the pain.
Only Anthony did it to himself. So.
I did. I was scared to go back to the grace. I thought I don't want to do all this again. With the same armor that you start with. So this time around, I'm picking the Prophet just because I think the thing around his neck is hilarious. Whatever that is, I have no clue what that is. But he wears the bandage around his eyes and the big plaque or whatever that is around his neck. I was like, this looks hilarious, so I'm just gonna pick this Prophet guy. And I have no new weapons, no new armor. I just went straight to Caitlyn and went to
Oh
go
my
do
god.
that to the
Well, no
dragon.
wonder it took so long. I did. What was I gonna? Is that character base? Is that holy magic?
um, yeah, but I think so because the main thing is the healing and the magic, I believe. So I'm thinking so. I didn't do a lot of reading, which is my problem in games now. I don't ever look at the details or read a lot of things. I just kind of I like the way this character looks, so I'm picking it.
Yeah.
I did look at to see like the level part of it, like what the highest is, like the healing and the magic were high. So I was like, okay, must be like a healer and use your magic. Cool, you'll be good with that. You should have the beard and look like Jordan Poole. We don't read, we just choose. Yeah, exactly. That's my problem. So the funny thing is, I've been looking at the lore of Elden Ring because I didn't search out the story throughout the game. So I was kind of like, I don't understand what's going on. I need to look at this. So I was watching videos explaining everything. I was like, oh man, I never would have picked that up during the game. This time around, I actually paid attention to the intro, and it's funny how that works. That if you pay attention to the intro, they actually explained everything that I went and looked at on a YouTube video. And I was like, oh, so if I would have just paid attention to this intro the first time, this would have made way more sense to me. But that's pretty much it for me as far as games that I've been playing. I don't think there's anything else. No, that's pretty much it. Ghost of Tsushima and Guardians of the Galaxy, and I also really need to finish Final Fantasy. Is it 10? Yes, Final Fantasy 10. I'm at the final fight, and I got there a couple months ago, and just I died, and I was just like, I feel like I'm not leveled enough for this, and just thinking about having to go back and level up some more or do anything like that, I kind of just was like, I don't know. So I don't know where I'm at on Final Fantasy 10 right now.
That's a lot of games to be playing at one time.
It is. I gotta stop. I gotta finish what I have and call it there. Okay. Is there anything else that we feel passionate about as far as what we've been playing, or are we ready to get to the meat and potatoes of this?
I think we're ready.
Let's do it. I'm so jealous you're having an acai bowl. I'm having it for dinner today, but I had eggs and yogurt for breakfast.
You had a good, healthy breakfast.
Yes, yes. It's like you with anime. Um, all right, let's get to it. We're going to talk about for all the people out there who are last minute shoppers, procrastinators. We're going to help y'all out. If you have family, friends, or loved ones that are into gaming, we are going to give you some gift ideas that you can get your gamer buddy. We have 25 of them each. I'm sure there's a big chance we're going to run into the same ones, which is more than fine. It just means it's that great of a gift.
Yeah. Uh, we'll see. We'll see.
I'm pulling up my list right now. I didn't put these in a specific order, so I'll just kind of cross them out as I go. I don't know. You started. Yeah, you know what? You're the guest. Let's do it. You go first. What
Okay.
day one
For
of 25 Days of Christmas? What is your gift?
on the first day of Christmas.
Funny thing,
Uh,
real quick. I was gonna say I should get Tabby to do that for every day for the
what?
25 days. Sing that before each one.
Sorry, my second monitor is like turning on and off for some reason. I just got a new monitor. Uh,
That's
and
okay.
that's where my list was.
I can go first while you
Uh,
pull it up.
okay.
Let me go. I'm going to go with something here. I think it's something that you can't go wrong with. I'm going to start with a video game. I'm going to recommend Sonic Frontiers. We've talked about that a lot here.
Mm-hmm.
At where it stands right now with it being holidays, I know it's like a $60 game, but I know it's the holidays, so you may be able to find it on sale somewhere. If you can't, I would say that the $60 is even worth it, just because with Sonic Frontiers, you can use Sonic. I know, right? Sonic has put out some really bad games, but Frontiers is actually a lot of fun, and it's a good family game. So even if you're buying for like your kids, a loved one, family, just somebody that you know that's a gamer, I feel like Sonic Frontiers is still a game that kids can play, but I feel like it also fits more for the older audience. It's such an open world. There's so many little things you could do. You can go through portals. You can just run around the map. If you have a little kid that all they want to do is just run around the world with Sonic, you can do that because he runs really fast. You can grind on rails like Tony Hawk. Like I said, the portals are fun because you can go into the portals and they take you back to an old classic Sonic level if you want to do like the whole speed run to see how fast you can beat the time. There's even fishing, which is my favorite part of it. You can just get your little fishing pole. They have calm music. You can throw your fishing pole in the water and just fish for materials that you need throughout the game, which is part of why I like it. If you don't feel like doing all the grinding that you need to do in there, you could just collect enough coins to go fishing. Let's say you don't feel like defeating the enemies to collect the gears that you need. You can just go fish for them and collect all your gears that way. It's calm, relaxing music. Even if you have nothing that you need to go get, it's fun fishing in Sonic. So I feel like you can give that gift to anybody and they would have a good time with it. It doesn't feel like a baby's game, even though as an adult I love a good baby game. There's just so much stuff you can do in Sonic Frontiers. It has a fun little story. All the people, Amy and Knuckles and Tails, they're all there. Eggman. I feel like they did a really good job with it, and there's just so much that I think that there's so much to enjoy, no matter how old you are or just whatever. It's there, and it's a lot of fun. I think you can never go wrong with that as a video game gift. With some things like God of War, you'd have to be worried about whether it's too difficult for the person that you're getting it for, or if they're into that type of a game. Just with Sonic, it's just who doesn't like Sonic? It's like Pikachu. You can just here's some Pikachu thing and just go have fun.
Very memorable character.
Yes,
And
yes.
who are the voice actors that voice characters in Sonic?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the voice actors because it's another thing that I never do research on in video games is the voice actors. I think the one time I did it was a Mass Effect because if I really really love a game, which is weird to say because I really really love Sonic, but with Mass Effect I was so in. I was like, I need to go find out who the voice actors are and follow them all on Instagram. My memory's bad, so I can't tell you any of the names of them, other than Billie Eilish's mom does Samara. Outside of that, I don't remember the rest of their names. I'm terrible with names, and I'm bad with memory. But the voice actors in Sonic did pretty well. I thought, for me, Sonic's voice actor felt kind of old for Sonic. Everybody else still sounded really young, and Sonic sounded like a grown man. But I don't know. It could I haven't heard any other complaints about it. It could just be me who thought it was a little weird. Randall says we got High on Life, Rick and Morty voice actors in that game. Yeah, the High on Life videos that are going around TikTok and stuff are pretty funny. But that's my first gift.
Okay. Well, I can't. For some reason, my second monitor isn't working, so I'll just pull it up on my phone here, my list. And for my first gift, I'd recommend. I'm kind of doing gifts for gamers slash streamers
Perfect.
here.
Me too. I got some
So
streamer stuff.
my first recommendation for a streamer is a microphone. It's a microphone I just got, which I'm still setting up, but I've tried it out and I love it. Is the Shure SM7B vocal dynamic microphone for broadcast, podcast, and recording XLR studio microphone. And simply the first choice for voice, whether it's background time, this is BG time, broadcasting, professional podcasts, or critical studio recordings, this powerful dynamic microphone delivers smooth, warm vocals every time. The SM7B captures and enhances the finer details of the human voice while blocking out all of the distractions.
I like it. It sounds amazing. I wonder if it's cheaper than the mic that I have that I paid $100 for that I strongly dislike.
It is not. It's $359.
Oh, but you know what? It sounds like it was worth every dollar of that.
It is a step up, but it's the microphone. You see all the big like YouTubers and streamers have this microphone. It's there's payment plans. That's what I've done. Payment plans.
Oh man, yeah. It sounds amazing. I like it. I need to change my mic so bad, and I need to get a mic stand. That's a great gift that for any streamer or content creator overall, but we're talking about gamers here. That's a perfect microphone, and microphones are very important. With mine, I don't have a gain setting on my mic, so I have to do it through my OBS mixer. But even then, this microphone is so sensitive that, and I won't say the name of the mic just in case they ever want to cut me a check. I can easily bullshit my way out of this, so I won't say the name of it. But this microphone is so sensitive that I remember I dropped a notepad, a small little sticky tab notepad on the floor, and it sounded like somebody threw a ball in the room. Like, it was so loud.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, I got it down a little bit, but every once in a while it has issues. Sometimes it's too loud, sometimes it's not loud enough, and it's just constantly, I don't know, I feel like I can't get a good read on it. But so yeah, microphone is very important if you're streaming video games.
Is your room carpeted by chance?
No, it's wood floors.
That doesn't help things either. Which I know the difficulty because mine is also wooden floors.
Yes, it's stressful. I would also like to have something closer to my face. I feel like that would help me out a lot. I'm so far from my mic, but my area is so small that, if I get close to my mic here, so it just feels, I don't know. It's a tough one to figure out.
I was thinking of putting a boom arm on my list of gift choices, but I can't think of one that I would specifically recommend.
Yeah.
Like I would a microphone.
Yeah. Echo. Yeah, Panda can tell you we've had some nasty echoes in my in my streams before. I'll go back to find some old clips, and I would listen to them because I like to do compilations every once in a while on YouTube. So I'll go through and just find some old clips. Like, what can I do something out of? And I listen to some of my old ones from last year, and it's like, oh, that sounds so rough. It sounds so bad the echoing or yeah, it's nasty.
Hmm.
Okay, for my next one, I'm going to nominate a game that is me being selfless because I have zero interest in this game, but I know a lot of people do. And I'm going to recommend Call of Duty. I feel like if you're looking for a video game to get somebody and you have no idea what kind of games they play, you just know they play video games and you're clueless about games, 9 times out of 10 you can't go wrong with a Call of Duty or a Grand Theft Auto. Most people on the planet play them as the numbers show. If you gifted me Call of Duty, I would play it. I'm not into it. I would never buy it. They have a free version, and I've never downloaded it. But I mean, if somebody gifted it to me, I wouldn't want to be an asshole. But okay, I'll pop it in and play for a little bit. Yeah, not a big war guy for movies, video games. I've just never really been into it. But like I said, most people are. And if you're gambling on a video game, a lot of times Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty are that one. And the only reason I'm not putting GTA on here is because it's been out for so many years that I feel like most people who want it have it by now. But Call of Duty drops every year. It's really hard to find somebody that's not that into it. So I mean, I feel like if you're going for a game and you don't know where to go, I feel like 9 times out of 10 Call of Duty is a good pickup for people. They can get on there and get online with friends. I think especially if you're doing for kids, I feel like Call of Duty is like the big thing. I feel like a lot of kids are still into the NBA 2Ks and the Maddens and the Call of Duties, and I feel like you could never go wrong with getting somebody a Call of Duty game, unless you gave it to me, of course. But outside of that, it's not a
Never
big.
played a Call of Duty or GTA or any of that stuff before. But if you gifted it to me, I would see. Does Call of Duty have a story
Yeah,
mode?
it does. It does.
Oh, see, then I would play it if someone gifted it to me.
I will say I've played Call of Duty one time in my life. It was in 2020. I was home. I don't believe I had COVID, but I had gotten sick, and I really think it was anxiety. It was when COVID first hit here in America, and I was getting anxiety. My stomach was feeling. I think I worked myself up with anxiety. I called my doctor. And I was like, "Hey, I'm not feeling good at all. I'm getting a bad headache. Like my stomach's feeling bad. Like I was having some symptoms that were a little weird. No cough or anything. No trouble breathing or anything." But she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell them to write a note for your job. You need to stay home for 2 weeks because we don't have a way to test for that. We don't know anything. If you feel like you're not feeling well, stay home, and we're gonna write it off for you to stay home for 2 weeks just to be sure because we have no idea what's going on with this." This was so early into the COVID thing. So I was at home, and my friend messaged me because he was at home too. They had stopped working they had done their whole shutdown thing, and he was like, "Hey, why don't you play Call of Duty with me?" And I didn't have anything better to do. I was like, "You know what? Y'all get every game I ever asked y'all to get, and y'all play with me, so I'll get it." I got the game. We played together that one time. We might have played like 3 or 4 rounds. We got off the game, and I never touched the actual like online part of it again because I just wasn't into it. I played with him, and I feel like if you're playing with friends, you can always get a good laugh and things like that. So I mean, it worked out. But then I noticed it had a story mode. Like, well, I paid $70 for this game. Like, try the story. It looked cool. I never got far into it at all. I played like maybe 20, 30 minutes of the story, but it looked like somebody would have a good time with it. Like, the story it doesn't look like a shit game. I think somebody can have fun with it. But like I said, just war stuff just has never been my thing. So I didn't stick with it. And that was $70 that went down the drain that I never touched again after that day. So, Panda says Black Ops story is good. Lies, we never shut down. No, not all my friends work with us. But yeah, that's my second gift is Call of Duty.
Let's see, what was my second gift? Okay, so I went with my first gift was the high quality expensive microphone. So the next one I was going to recommend as a gift idea for someone that needs a microphone is a little bit more cost effective. Someone more starting out that isn't going to be using like a, a microphone that needs a big interface for all the power. This one is the Blue Microphone Yeti multi-pattern USB condenser microphone. So it's a basic USB microphone, and one of the best that people always recommend is the Blue series of USB microphones for Yeti. This USB condenser microphone features a triple capsule array so you can record in four polar set patterns: carotid, bidirectional, omnidirectional, and stereo. And I actually was looking into doing, I was looking at ASMR stuff recently. And if you're not going to get one of those binaural, ear microphones that cost $1,000 at least, they were actually recommending the Blue Yeti microphone for ASMR content, which has it has four patterns you can switch the microphone to. And I was like, that's really interesting that a USB microphone can compete in a certain type of microphone usage that a $1,000 microphone for ASMR content
Yeah, yeah.
could do the same thing. And with this flexibility, you can record almost any source with ease. And since it plugs right into your computer, the Yeti eliminates the need to haul around an audio interface, which is what I need for my microphone, and a tangle of cables. Podcasters, streamers, and content creators around Sweetwater. I was looking at this microphone online store called Sweetwater. Love the sound of the Yeti, and we're confident that you will too. It's $89.99.
That's really good. So, you know what? I'll go ahead and say it. I have a microphone, Blue Yeti Nano, and mine was 100. And the features of that one that you just said come with more than what comes with mine. I have two pattern styles, which some of the old content that I was talking about sounding bad, some of that was on me because I didn't know what the pattern was. So part of the mic was closed off, and I was speaking into the wrong side of the mic and didn't know
No.
that. Yeah, didn't know that. The problem that I have with the Nano is that the USB plugs into the bottom, so it's constantly just dropping out of the microphone. So now I'm really wishing that I would have known about the Blue Yeti that you just talked about, and I would have saved money and had a better microphone than the Nano.
Yeah, I always hear people talking about how they love their Blue Yetis or their Snowballs. Those are like the two USB microphones I hear so much about. But I did look up the Nano when you were talking about it to me, and at least I don't know if you can with a Blue Yeti hook it onto a boom arm for your desk, but I know you can with a Nano at least. So that's just one thing I didn't really check out with a Blue Yeti though.
Panda says my Nano has never given me any problems. If there's one thing about me, all right, I said I'm not the brightest with technology. So if I'm completely wrong about my microphone and everything is my fault and I just haven't set the settings up right, I would not be surprised. But the part about the USB part of this has been hell for me. The USB has constantly slipped out. And I don't know, I have jammed that thing in there. And it just constantly shakes loose. So I'll be talking and be running my mouth for like 5 minutes. And I'm not saying anything on the stream because the USB being at the bottom of the microphone is just constantly dropping out. And
yeah, it should really be on the back.
the Nano does have a screw-on thing on the bottom.
Yeah, for a boom arm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I wish I would have saved money and got the microphone that you talked about. And if I get ready to start looking for a new mic, I might go that direction with it. Okay, let me give y'all another one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm getting old. I am 31 now, and my body just doesn't hold up the way that it used to. So what I would like is a neck pillow that I can have while I'm playing games, and I can lean back with my neck pillow and play games like an old person because my neck and back constantly hurt. And I think it would be a great gift.
Oh no.
It would be a great gift for
happening.
gamers.
And people do wear those on stream.
So I put in, I was like, I wonder if this is a thing. So I typed in gaming neck pillows, and I seen photos of people wearing them sitting at their gaming chair, but I didn't know people actually wore them on the stream.
I think I've seen guys wear them on stream.
That is great. I need one that would be so comfortable. I'm having so much pain. But yes, I recommend a neck pillow if you know somebody who's always complaining about body hurt and they're sitting for long periods of time at on their chair. Maybe get them a nice little neck pillow.
I've never heard of neck pillows for gaming, but yeah, I just Googled it and there's so many to choose from.
Yeah, I had no clue. I was just thinking about a regular neck pillow and just using it while you're playing a game. I didn't know like gamer neck pillows was already a thing.
Oh my God, there are gamer neck pillows, like specifically for gamers.
Panda says a butt pillow. I almost put that on my list because my butt hurts the most.
Oh, that would be another good pillow.
Yes,
A
that
cushion of
more important than the neck pillow. Why did I not go with that when I had the option? I picked the neck. But yeah, butt pillow, especially in these gaming chairs that are super uncomfortable, that would help a
yeah.
lot.
And now I feel stupid for not choosing a butt pillow for one of my
And
25
it
when I
can't.
was struggling at the end of the list.
And the crazy thing is, I thought about it, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with the neck pillow. Why did I skip on it? You have a blanket on your office chair. That's a really good idea. But yeah, that's my next one is a neck pillow.
All right. For number three, I chose the Xbox Design Lab controller, which the Xbox Wireless Controller and Xbox Elite Wireless Controller are two of the best gaming pads available for the Xbox and PC. They have first party build quality and support and work seamlessly with Windows, which I love my controller. It's been working like just amazing with my computer. I love it.
I love the
I
colors.
highly recommend it. And if you want to put your own spin on these controllers, you can spend a few extra dollars at the Xbox Design Lab online. The online customization tool lets you outfit a gamepad with your favorite colors and an engraved name, which Microsoft then builds and ships to you. The Xbox Design Lab debuted during the Xbox One era, but it now offers the Xbox wireless controller, included with the Xbox Series XS and the Elite Core controller, with the option of purchasing the full set of Elite accessories. So the price starts at $69.99 and it can go up to $149.99. But I was gifted this controller and I chose my own colors for it, which are very minimalist. Like you can go crazy with the colors now.
Right.
I've
Yeah.
checked the lab. There's so many different designs or colors you can choose from, and it has my name on it too, which I love.
That's
So
awesome.
this is like one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. So highly recommend it if you have an Xbox controller.
That's awesome. I like that controller. That looks really nice. Um,
Thank
I
you.
I actually for our first one that we both put on our list, I put an extra controller. Um,
Mm,
so I'll go ahead and go with that. I
mm-hmm.
I don't have a controller that cool. I actually don't have it with me. I just have a PS4 the all white controller. I have the all red controller and I have the all black controller. Fun thing is the white one's the only one that works. But you can never go wrong with getting somebody a controller, which was where I was going to go with this. And since we're here, I recommend what Tabby just recommended because it sounds amazing. I have went through three PlayStation 4 controllers, but maybe I'm rough on them. I feel like they always break during Dead by Daylight because it's always the L1 button that I run with.
Are they wireless or do they have a connection wire?
They're wireless, but yeah, they're wireless. It's so weird. The L1 button always breaks and the analog stick always breaks. So maybe I'm just rough on them, but it's the same two
Maybe
problems constly. I'm sure
you got
Elden
to
Ring didn't
control
have.
your strength, Anthony. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know, right? Uh, Elden Ring, I think didn't help things either. So, but I went through like four of those, but everybody's not as rough as me. So I'm sure just getting whatever controller you could afford to do would help a lot because people run through controllers.
But
And-
I recommend a wireless controller though, because I would blow through the ones with the cords.
mhm.
even though they're cheaper, they don't last.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I always go wireless myself, and that way you're more mobile too. Um, yeah, a new controller would be a good job. Like you can never go wrong with having an extra controller because you never know what can go wrong with a person's other controller, or maybe they just want a different color pattern. That'd be cool too. Sometimes I don't feel like playing with the white one today. I want to use my red controller, and so you can never go wrong with an extra controller. Okay, so that was my next one.
All right. Oh, and I finally get into games here rather than devices. So, my fourth choice for a gift was Cult of the Lamb. So, it just came out this year, and it kind of blew up when it first came out because
Yeah, it did.
it's a really cool game that I played on my own, not streaming. And I was obsessed with it when it came out. It was so good. And I'm not usually a roguelike player, but it's very much a little reminiscent of The Binding of Isaac, but you get a lot of breaks from it because you're building a cult where you have to keep track of followers, and it's not just complete dungeon crawling 100%. Um, and it's a little, I get, some parts are a little audacious in what they pull up because sometimes your cult followers will ask you for quests to do things for them. And sometimes they'll want to marry you. You can marry multiple members of your cult. Some of them say, like, hey, I want to, you cook for your cult. And one of them sometimes will say, I want to eat feces. I want to feel what it's like. So
Okay.
can you make some stew with feces in it? And that's a quest. So some of the things are a little audacious, but let's see here. Cult of the Lamb casts players in the role of a possessed lamb saved from annihilation by an ominous stranger and must repay their debt by building a loyal following in his name. Start your own cult in a land of false prophets, venturing out into diverse and mysterious regions to build a loyal community of woodland followers and spread your word to become the one true cult. And it's $25 on Steam, which it was nominated for Best Indie Game of the Year. So I think that's a really good price
Yeah.
for a game that had such high marks for it. And
And
I 100%ed the storyline. It was really good.
nice. Dope. Panda says Binding of Isaac is his jam. It is. Panda constantly talks about the Binding of Isaac and loves that game. Um,
I would definitely try out Cult of the Lamb.
Cult of the Lamb came out in a year where indie games I feel like had a really good year between Vampire Survivors. Now I haven't played that, but I know people were really into Vampire Survivors. Stray. I lost my train of thought. What were we just talking about? Oh, Code of the Lamb. There we go. Uh, People were really into those games and the soundtracks too. Like for indie games, I feel like indie games had a really good year this year. I haven't
Hmm.
played. I haven't played it. I'm not a big roguelike fan, but I enjoy watching people play it. It looks like a lot of fun and watching the streamers interact with their communities because I think it has the Twitch.
Yes, it does. And
Yeah,
your cult followers can be named as people in the chat,
yeah.
which is crazy if you're the one that wants to eat feces. So sorry if you're that person, but
Yeah, we're getting to really know our chat here. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's a fun watch. I love watching people play it. Um, I like it. It's a lot of fun to watch. I love games that you could sit back and watch other people have so much fun doing, and the chat can get interacted, and it's just a funny game overall. Just watching people build prisons and putting people in the prisons, and I like it. It looks like a lot of fun.
it is.
Yeah,
Recommend it.
great gift. Can't go wrong with that one. Um, I'm going to go. I'm going to say, get a retro console. I think a retro console could be a lot of fun. Um, because if you're shopping for somebody that's older, it can bring back a lot of gaming memories. And Maybe like for me, I got the PS1, and the first thing I thought about when I got it was I need to get Legend of Dragoon because I haven't played it since I was a kid. Everybody who listens to anything that I do knows that's my favorite game of all time. And I went online, got Legend of Dragoon, played through the whole thing, and it brought back so many good memories. So if you're buying for
Oh,
somebody older, I feel like if you get them a 64 or a GameCube or a 360 or a PS2, they can go back and find games that they loved so much as a child and can have a lot of fun doing that. And if you're buying for somebody younger, it would be a new experience for them. I think that could be a lot of fun to just be like, hey, here's a PS2 and you should try Kingdom Hearts. And they have a whole new experience playing some of these older games. Some of them don't age as well. I bought Twisted Metal, and because of the camera, like the way the camera doesn't change when you're trying to turn around and shoot somebody, it's just like, how did I do this back then? It's so hard to control the camera while I'm trying to turn around and shoot this guy shooting me from behind. Um, I still had fun playing it though, but it's just like, oh man, these controls are so difficult back then.
ugh. That I never played that game as a kid. That cover art terrified me with the frickin' clown.
Are you going to watch the show that they're coming out with?
There's a show?
They're making a show. This is confirmed. I think it's Amazon. I think.
Isn't it just a video game about cars?
Yeah, so it's basically I don't know how the show's gonna go, but Twisted Metal, real quickly for the audience, it's basically a tournament of like, hey, I'm gonna grant
Mm.
y'all whoever wins, I'm gonna grant you a wish, and you basically have to go through all these different maps and be the final car standing in the end. And by final car, I mean like killing the other people in there with you. So you have little guns, little turrets, and specials that you can shoot out, and you just it's a whole death match over and over and over again every round till you get to the end. And spoiler alert for a game that's extremely old. I feel comfortable giving this spoiler alert because most of y'all don't even have the console to go
Oh
back and play
no.
it on. The wish is always a fucked up version of what you asked for. So I just remember I always picked the black guy in the game. His name was Thumper. He had a lowrider and everything. And there was one he was like, I just want to kick it with my homies in the crib. And when he got his wish, he turned him into a baby and they were all in the crib. And it was just like it's always something so
Oh
stupid like
no.
that, but it's always like a fucked up ending uh to that. It's your favorite
A real monkey's
podcast.
paw situation.
Thank you, Mickey, for the compliment. Yeah, yeah, it's always the guy. His name is Calypso, and the cover art was scary. But I don't know if you ever seen Calypso, the main villain. But he has this long black hair, and he just always has this fucked up evil smirk on his face, and he terrified me as a child. He scared the hell out of me. So like he was so terrifying. But yeah, I would say get a retro console. Pick up a retro game maybe, or let them go back and pick out a game. But whether you were there for that time period or they weren't there for that time period, it could be either a new experience or it could be a blast from the past. So I think
I just looked up Calypso and he would have scared the shit out of me as a kid.
yes,
I
he's
might,
terrifying.
it sounds very intriguing. I'd probably play it today, but I was a scaredy cat little baby back when I was a kid.
Well, Twisted Metal Black came out. I want to say was it PS2? It had to have been PS2. And I think, if I remember correctly, moving the camera around and stuff was much easier. And Twisted Metal Black was a really cool game. I don't know if you've ever heard the song "Painted Black." I don't remember. I don't remember the artist. Help me out in the chat if you remember the song "Painted Black." I feel like Panda might know if anybody does. Uh, was it? Oh, this is gonna bother me now. I want to say it was the Beatles. Oh, I'm probably so off on that.
The
But
Rolling Stones.
yes, there we go. The Rolling Stones. The game starts with that intro, with that song as the intro to it, and it's so cool. It is so much darker than the other ones, which is creepy to think about because the other ones were dark. Mickey says "Young Jock." That's who did Paint It Black. um, but no, Twisted Metal Black was really dark, and I think it's probably the easier one to play today. I would imagine, but it was still really good. But yeah, I would recommend going back, and it doesn't have to be Twisted Metal anything. Just go get an old school console, even if it's an old Nintendo. It could be a Nintendo 64. I mean, was there so many Mario games and stuff from that time period you can go back and play and get
Oh
a
my
lot of
God,
fun.
so many good N64 games.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of got us on a Twisted Metal
No, oh my god,
track.
I love Twisted Metal. I can talk about it all day. Okay, that was mine. What do you got for us?
So you probably have this one on your list somewhere, so you can cross it off too. But I nominated Stray as a gift idea.
I actually did it just because I had a feeling you were
What?
going to do it. No, because I was, and I said, I bet
Aw.
Tabby has it on there.
Oh yeah. How could I not? I was going through my 2022 games.
Yeah, that's the only reason I did. And I was like, I'm sure she has that on her list, and I'll let her talk about Stray.
Okay. Like obviously, if you're a cat lover, you're gonna love Stray. Even if you're not a cat lover, I think you still have the potential to love Stray.
I did.
But you did.
Yeah.
Lost, alone, and separated from family, a stray cat must untangle an ancient mystery to escape a long-forgotten city. Stray is a third-person cat adventure game set amidst the detailed, neo-lit alleys of a decaying cyber city and the murky environments of its seedy underbelly. Roam surroundings high and low, defend against unforeseen threats, and solve the mysteries of this unwelcoming place inhabited by curious droids and dangerous creatures. See the world through the eyes of a cat and interact with the environments in playful ways. Be stealthy, nimble, silly, and sometimes as annoying as possible with the strange inhabitants of this mysterious world. Along the way, the cat befriends a small flying drone known only as B12. With the help of this newfound companion, the duo must find a way out. Stray is developed by Blue 12 Studios. They won Best Indie Game of the Year,
Yes.
and it's only $29.99 on Steam.
Hmm.
So I think you guys need to play it.
And if you're on PlayStation Plus, I believe it's still a free game if you're paying for PlayStation Plus. I like I said, I paid for the
Ah,
$20 tier, so I don't know what tier you have to be in to for that to be possible. But I think it's still in the tiers of the PlayStation Plus. I agree with Tabi. It's a great game. I started out slow on it just because I'm about to be a hypocrite here for what I was saying or contradict myself for what I said earlier about talking too much. At first, it was so quiet that I was just like, I just wish I had somebody to talk with or to interact. It's so quiet that I'm just like, it kind of took me out of it a few times. But I grew to really, really enjoy it. The first hour, I think I was just kind of down on it being so quiet and not a lot of talking, and it just felt so empty and lonely. But then the further I got into it, I was like, you know what? I feel like I judged that too early, and I'm actually really enjoying this. It's peaceful. Uh, I love B12, and I enjoyed going
I
and
know.
collecting the music for the robot that you collect the music for, and
Uh, the soundtrack is amazing.
it is. It's a great game, and I spoke way too early on it. It's the only tweet I've ever regretted in my life was getting on Twitter and saying that I was not feeling Stray the way other people were. And toward like the more I played into it, I was like, you know what? I do really enjoy this vibe. It just took a minute to get out of it feeling so alone and quiet, but I ended up really, really enjoying it. Great game, and I've never owned a cat, so I don't agree with the you have to be a cat person to enjoy this game.
And I think in the first hour or so of the game, it's meant to be that way. The tone, you're just lost all your family,
Hmm.
and you're in this strange, new, decaying city with inhabitants that are not like you at all.
Hmm.
And they all see you as an outsider, and eventually you get more friends and you're able to talk to the inhabitants and explore more, get more done. So I think that's kind of supposed how it's supposed to be for the tone in the first part of the game.
And should be. It makes way more sense. I still have it downloaded because it's on my list of games I'm going to go back and replay, and I'm going to do that soon because it's not a. I think this is the benefit for it for me. And I feel like also I would feel like Tabby can relate to this because we both work nonstop. It's a much shorter game, so it's not like
Hmm.
when I downloaded Ghost of Tsushima, I was like, oh, here we go, another 25 plus hour game on top of the Guardians of the Galaxy that I'm playing on top of Elden Ring, which is easily over 100 hours. It's just something that you can. This, which is what I loved about the indie games this year, is that they're so good and much quicker. If you need a game that's just like something you can get done 6 to 10 hours, and be done with it, and still be a really good game.
Yeah. I want to go back and get all the trophies for Stray because I did go through and focused on the story more than all of the side stuff there is to look at and complete. So I want to get everything done. Just everything is so charming in that game. I really want to go back.
I know I did the music. I got all the music sheets, and I did the cans and all that kind of stuff. Where I messed up was not far after that, when you get to the area where you're going up. I think it's like a tree, and they have all those little. I might be wrong in it being a tree. I think it's a tree, and they have like the whole all the houses up on the tree that you can go through, and
Yeah.
you collect the flowers for that lady. I progressed the game and didn't know I couldn't go back to it once you
Oh,
leave out the area. I was like, no, I didn't want to progress, and I was like, oh, it's too late. I can't go back now. So I missed one flower in that area. I think it was the red one too. But yeah, great. I agree with Tabi. It's a great game.
hmm.
It was gonna make my list, and like I said, I thought about it. I was like, I feel like Tabby's gonna talk about that, and
Yeah.
I wanted you to
What
have
if I
that.
didn't?
We would have messed up.
Yeah, we'd have to add a 26th gift.
Yes, the 26th one to grow on. Okay, I'm going to go with some more old people talk. Um, I have multiple friends who are dealing with carpal tunnel, and playing video games is stressful on their wrist and fingers. And I know one of my friends has to set his controller down for a little bit when he plays games to just kind of rest. And I would say to get a gaming wristband brace. There we go, a gaming wrist brace. They're supposed to help you with not feeling so much aches and pains in your knuckles and fingers and joints while you're playing video games. It's a much cheaper route than any kind of surgery or anything like that. Just if you're going through some things, luckily I don't know how I've avoided it, but as much as I'm on a freaking video game and doing what I do at my job, I'm surprised my knuckles aren't completely just trash right now. But if you know that somebody that you have in your family or loved ones that have carpal tunnel or have a hard time dealing with their fingers and joints, and they play a lot of video games, I think that would be a great gift. And I think it's one that would be, I think it's super underrated. I feel like a lot of people deal with wrist and joint pains playing video games, and I feel like that would help quite a bit. I think it's
Uh,
very useful.
it is. I don't remember which game it was, but with one of my hands on the keyboard, I constantly had to stretch my fingers too wide.
Hmm.
And it was a game that I streamed, but I forget which one it was. And I would eventually have this wrist pain from it, and I had to wear a brace like to work
Hmm.
because it was too uncomfortable to wear the brace on while playing on the keyboard, so I just wore it to work instead.
Didn't
But
you?
I think it did help me.
You showed it on stream or wore it on stream, didn't you?
Yeah, I think
I
I
remember.
did.
I
The brace
remember
is
it.
still at my work.
Yes, I remember you. Either I don't know if you wore it through the whole stream or if you were showing it to us, but I remember there being a brace situation. I don't remember the part of
God,
me.
I wish I remembered.
Sifu keeps coming to mind, but was
Oh,
it Sifu? I don't
mm,
remember. That keeps coming to
I
mind
don't
for whatever reason, but
I don't remember.
uh,
God, but it sucked.
yeah, I remember it not being a an ideal situation for you. Did the brace help as far as playing the video games?
I think it did. I think it helped with the wrist, definitely. But I think getting away from whatever game it was also helped too. But
I would
yeah, I
imagine
would, it
so.
just hurt. It would hurt throughout the days, so I would wear it at work more.
I was having so much pain in my from my knuckles from when I was telling you about doing the dragon on Elden Ring with my mouse and just constantly clicking. I had to switch fingers. There was one part where I grabbed the mouse with my right hand and was just clicking with this hand because this hand was in so much pain from constantly clicking on that mouse for
Oh my
hours.
God. We got to do some hand and wrist exercises
Yes, yes,
to get the blood flowing.
yes, we do need them right now. um, quick thing going back to that actually. Funny because this is kind of a funny story. I'll make this real quick. When I got to the very end of that dragon, where you almost couldn't even see the health anymore, I heard
Mhm.
something, so I turned my camera. And for those who've never been in this area, you got to stand on one side of the dragon. That's where you hit at. On the other side is like there might be two or three dragons that will kill you, and you're not going to win that fight. One of them
Oh,
walked around, so I turned
oh no.
around and it was standing there, and it creeped me out because it had its red eyes, and I turned around and it was standing there looking at me. And mind you, I told you the analog stick was working on my controller, but I couldn't press pause, I couldn't press X to jump, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't run. I don't know what was wrong with the controller. That's why I was using the mouse to attack with. I couldn't run from it, so I'm using the analog stick to walk away, and it's
Oh my
walking
God.
towards me, and the anger that I was feeling because I knew he's gonna kill me, and I'm all of this is done for. But I walked. There's a building next to it. I walked behind it, and how
Mhm.
it didn't chase me down. If it would have chased me, I would have died. It walked a little bit towards me, and then kind of stopped. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hide behind here, and maybe it'll go back to the other side. Like I'm thinking mechanically, it has to leave, right? It's not gonna stand there. It stayed there the entire time. There's a grace to the right of it, and it walked a little that way and was staring at the grace. And I went over there. I was like, look, it's either do it now or never. And I'm swinging, and it turned around and started walking back towards me. And I killed the dragon just in time, and all the dragons disappeared. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my
Got to the
God.
grace. I said, I'm done. I'm turning this off, and I'm done for the night.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't see you.
Oh my god, my nerves
That's
were so
crazy.
bad. All right, so that was mine. I got all my old people injury things out the way.
I think your list is much more considerate than mine so far. My next game I chose was I didn't think I should put Dead by Daylight on here because I think pretty much people that are going to play it already have it. But I put, if you are a Dead by Daylight player, I think you should be playing their other game that came out this year called Hooked on You, a
Mhm.
Dead by Daylight dating sim.
Yep.
And if you played the KFC dating Colonel Sanders dating game,
What?
it's a little bit like that, tongue in cheek, able to laugh at itself. Just a fun short visual novel game, which is actually has it has good dialogue. It has funny dialogue. It has a
Uh-huh.
lot of fun quips in the game. It was so much fun to play on stream. But you wake up on the beach of a strange island, your memory wiped, your pockets empty, not another living soul in sight. Except, of course, for the four lusty killers playing volleyball in the sand nearby. Who are you? How did you get here? Why is the ocean talking to you? Unravel these mysteries and find out what makes each character tick as you flirt, banter, and woo your way into their hearts in this darkly comedic adventure. Oh no, my screen turned off again. Here, uh, my phone.
That's okay. While
Um,
you look for that, I'll say I did not know there was a KFC Colonel dating sim,
oh yes, there
and
is.
I'm curious to
I played it on stream. It was so good.
who is the love interest,
Colonel Sanders.
and is it just random people that you could just romance?
It's only Colonel Sanders that you
Oh,
romance
you
in the
romance
Colonel
her.
Sanders KFC dating game.
Oh, you okay? You romance him. Okay, I thought you were him and you romance. Okay, okay, cool.
Uh, these killers are passionate and powerful in equal measure, and the seductive dream can become a nightmare quicker than you think. It's only $9.99 on Steam, and if you're just you don't even have to be a fan of visual novels. I think if you're a Dead by Daylight fan, You get to see survivors come in and have cameos. There's at least 5 killers in the game that have their own personalities and they're hilarious. And I think it's a fun little game to have. It's only $10.
And I didn't get to see a lot of it when you played. I got to see a little bit, and it looks a lot of fun. It looks like you were having such a great time with it, and I
I
know
was.
we have other people in the community who played it, and they really had a good time. They really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. So yep, Dead by Daylight dating sim. I'm going to go with one here. I'm going to say gift a month of either Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, depending on the console that they have. If they don't have it at all, just be like, hey, set up account. I'm going to pay for the first month, and if they want to keep it going, they can keep it going. Or if they don't keep it going, whatever. But I mean, it would give them a chance to be able to play just a month. I do this all the time with just like TV stuff that I never watch. I remember I did it for Amazon Prime. I was just like, I'm just do the free month of this and never watch anything on it. But like PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass, I can't speak a lot to because I don't own an Xbox, but I'm sure that they have a shit ton of games in there too. For PlayStation Plus, they have tiers. Like I said, I don't know how the Xbox Game Pass thing works, but I know PlayStation Plus has tiers. I paid for the highest just because they had like Ghost of Tsushima and Stray and a couple other really good ones, Gardens of the Galaxy that I wanted to play. But just pay for whatever you feel comfortable paying for. And there's still so many games in there that they could just go through and just have fun downloading for free and just trying out different games that they may have never played. I feel like it's such a good way to play games that you may not have heard of, or maybe you heard of and just never got a chance to get to it. I said I was never going to pay the $70 for the Ghost of Tsushima, not because it wasn't worth it, just because I'm just like, oh, $70. This before I'm streaming today. I spend the $70 because that's like content making things. But at the time, I was just like, I'm not paying $70 for a game. I'll wait for it to go on sale. And I got on PlayStation Plus and it was in there for free. So I was like, you know what? Better time now. So just paying for a subscription. Just for a month for a subscription for them, I think would be such a good. Please don't do a prescription. Do a subscription. I think that could be a really good time for people to test out new games for free. Mickey says I do it all the time with Hulu and Netflix, but y'all never seen this comment. And there I am, just putting your whole name out. It's really Mickey 02. But yeah, giving a subscription to somebody for PlayStation Plus or Xbox Game Pass, or I don't know if Nintendo has something. If they do, I don't know how that works.
I don't know. I don't think so.
But yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun and a good way to try out some new games that they may have not got a chance to play.
Okay, for my next game or Christmas idea, I put I don't know if you have it on yours, Elden Ring.
Yes.
It goes without saying, game of the year.
Yeah.
It's $59.99, but I think that's well worth the price personally.
Well worth it. I'd pay 100.
But we have gushed about Elden Ring, and you've seen Anthony play, and I think you guys know how amazing it is.
Did you mention it was game of the year?
I did mention it was game of the year.
Such an amazing game, and a big reason why I'm with Tabi. There's not a lot left to say about the actual end game. It's amazing. It's beautiful as hell. It's a great game. It's better than great. But I think it could be fun for anybody you get it for, because even if it's somebody who doesn't play the games like me, one, it's one of the easier ones from what I hear from Software. And two, it'd be fun just to watch them put it on and die a lot. I think that'd be a lot of fun. It's fun to stress people out sometimes.
It's definitely one of the easier FromSoft games to get into. I wouldn't say they toned down the difficulty drastically, but it is a smidge less difficult than, I would say, Dark Souls 1 or 3.
Yes, and just remember there is no pause button. That's how difficult this game is.
Yeah.
No matter what emergency you have, like putting your fucking clothes in the washer, you have to go somewhere safe.
But Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe Sekiro has a pause button.
Does it? Oh my god, that's amazing.
Revolutionary.
They said, you know what? We're gonna make this as difficult as possible, but
So we give you the
we'll
pause.
give you the pause. We're willing to negotiate with you here. And by the way, Mickey said they do, and it's cheap, $4 for the month and $12 for the year, and $50 to play Nintendo 64 games on it for a year. Nintendo is very pricey with the $50 to play Nintendo 64 games, though. Well, I guess Nintendo 64 is a little more classic than the PS1, which is probably why they're a little more expensive. Um,
Yeah, but the other stuff, that's well priced
yeah, the $4
for,
is amazing.
yeah,
12 for the year is really good too.
that's ridiculous. Ridiculously good.
yeah. All right. Well, I did Elden Ring with you, so we'll go back to you again for your next one.
Oh, did you have it on your list too?
Yeah. I just talked it with you.
Okay. And then I totally forgot I put this on here when I just said a few minutes ago that I didn't put it on my list, but I put Dead by Daylight
Oh,
and I put
nice.
in my notes, in order to understand Hooked on You, you need to have Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
That's why you should get the Dead by Daylight.
And Tabby's rule is you must play as Huntress
Yes,
in Dead
you
by
must at least once
Daylight.
and play with me so that I can run away from you. And that it's only 19.99, which I think is a very good price. But there are like in-game purchases if you want to get more players and such. But you can still play just as much with the regular base characters.
And what I'll say is, if you're one of those people like me who doesn't like playing online with randoms, where like Fortnite, I like to play solos because it kind of takes a team to get through. Like we don't need one person all the way on the other side of the map while you're here and you're getting attacked by three people and your teammate's gone. So with Dead by Daylight, I mean, it helps to be able to communicate with each other. But if you don't like talking with randoms, Dead by Daylight is completely doable. I
I
never
know
talk to them on the headset.
I can never talk to randos
Yeah.
online, so I love Dead by Daylight.
Mhm.
It's communication's easy and straightforward,
Yep.
and it's just fun. It's just fun.
They even have it to where you can point to where you're trying to get the person to go.
Yeah.
You can say thank you by crouching twice. Everybody knows that's the universal way of saying thank you for getting you off the hook and things. Like it makes it so easy to do without having that anxiety of talking with randoms that you don't know through the headset. So
Exactly.
I'll say one more thing too about Dead by Daylight is that it's been pretty easy to convince my friends to get the game for the first time, and they all really liked it. So they kept the game, and we still play from time to time, just getting together, just like yeah, let's run some Dead by Daylight, and we'll just get on there and just it's a fun way to just kind of fuck around with your friends on a video game.
Yeah, nice.
Let me go to a LED neon sign. I feel like that's really cool if you're a streamer, but even if you're not and you just want like a cool room with a cool ass gaming setup thingy majiggy, you can have a neon sign in the back. One of my favorite things about gaming so far is that I have my little my shelf here with all my pops and my anime and wrestling figures and my Kane and Undertaker picture in the back. Like I just like having that vibe around me while I'm playing video games, and just having I think having one of them neon sign things always looked really cool. I never got one myself, but I've always wanted one. I think I would put it like right here if I could. There we go. And
People love the neon signs.
yeah.
Yeah, you should get one for right there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be a great spot to have a neon sign. I'm just trying to be thinking of which one I would want if I got it, and so I need to do some research into that.
Would it say Anthony or Anthony Streams or what?
Knowing me, it would probably be wrestling related. Probably just be a big ass Oscar on there. Because a
Oh
CTOM
my
and
God.
Breed on Dead by Daylight is golden. So for the people who haven't watched any of the streams, I do play with my brother CTOM and Breed on Dead by Daylight, and it's always a really good time. The fun thing about my friends is that they constantly go at each other, so it's very easy for me to get them started on each other, and I can sit back and laugh. So it always makes for a good time.
Oh my God.
But yeah, a neon light thing I think is cool. I remember Tabby had you didn't have like an actual one on your wall, but you had one like a art that was
Yeah,
neon colored that showed up on your stream.
it's a picture overlay that a lovely person made for me. So I just, stick it on my OBS over all my other overlays, and people love it. And
The,
I'm so grateful to have that made for me. It's awesome.
the
So
thing
you don't even need a real one.
that's what I was gonna say. The thing, well, I guess you would if you're not a streamer, but if you're a streamer, you don't even need a real one.
Yeah,
Um, I thought that was real until you moved it. You just
no,
got on there and moved it. I was like, wait, what? That's not. I thought that was a real sign.
people legit think it's real. It was so cool.
It is, yeah. I thought it was a real neon sign. I was like, wow, that was really cool that you got that neon sign. And then you just grabbed your mouse and just moved it. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, that's my next one.
And then my next game is people might have seen me play this on stream. I'm going with the dating games again. Sucker for Love, which some people might have heard about. It's uh, it's a Cthulhu-based dating sim game, and the writing is excellent. Excellent. Voice acting's also amazing. But I'll read the description here. Yandere octopus goth girls, crazy tsundere princes, dommy mommy tall cat aunties. Where can I sign up? Obsessed with occult rituals, you have finally obtained the last thing you need to summon the eldritch horror that has been haunting your dream. A strange, bright pink Necronomicon. You perform the only ritual that doesn't appear to be insane ramblings and inadvertently summon Lynetta, a cute Cthulhu like girl. She agrees to a kiss on the condition that you perform a few rituals from the book for her first. Looking back at the Necronomicon, all the other pages suddenly make sense. And I learned a lot about Cthulhu lore, actually. There's a lot of Cthulhu lore in the game that's accurate. So they did their research, and it's only $9.99 on Steam. So if you like your
Nice.
visual novels or dating games, I recommend A Sucker for Love. It's very fun and a little bit, it's pretty macabre in some areas as well.
I didn't remember this off the name, but when you started describing it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember her playing this. How could I ever forget that game? It's really good. Where do I
It's
sign
hard
up?
to forget.
Yeah, yes, it is. I strongly agree. That looked like a lot of fun. Also, the only dating sim game that I ever did, which I mean, I guess is considered dating sim. I think. The 5 dates. Was that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yes, 5 dates.
I've played that one too.
Yeah, that's
And
where I seen it from.
oh, did you watch me play it?
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
it was fun. I wouldn't say it was one of my top favorites, but I like the dating online via COVID, or not via COVID, during COVID
Yeah.
story they had going.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was something that I would have just had an amazing time with on my own. It was fun. Like, it was a good game, but I think for me the highlight was having chat, laughing, and playing about who we should be
Hmm.
dating and who we shouldn't, and that overall was just a really good time.
I think that it is a good game for streaming. I think that is the best part is talking about the girls and the guys
Yes,
in chat.
yes. Okay, for my next one, I'm going to go with blue light blocking glasses. Uh, they're actually good with eliminating headaches from staring at screens too long. If you are in front of a TV and your phone and your game for way too long, these are supposed to be good with cutting out the blue rays that are going straight into your eyes, which is not healthy for us. And I'm very guilty of being in front of a screen all day and then being in front of my phone all day, and it's probably very unhealthy. But these glasses are supposed to help reduce the light coming into your eyes and stop you from getting hot headaches that I constantly get. And if you're in front of that screen for too long, one, we need to touch grass. We do need to do that from time to time. And two, these glasses would help out a lot. I seen them at a store here in town for really cheap. I don't remember how much, but I mean like really cheap, somewhere between $5 to $10. So I mean they're not super expensive. I'm sure there's better ones online. Probably the more pricier ones are probably the better legit ones. But just doing a little something to, games are fun. We all play a lot of games. We should probably be a little more safe with how long we're sitting in front of a screen. So I think that would be a really good gift to get somebody who doesn't touch grass much.
Your list ideas are so thoughtful to others.
I can't believe I came up with
And
these in the amount of time that I did.
I used to get so many headaches from staring at my computer screen before I got blue light blocking glasses. And what's awesome is that most online glass glasses companies, or online opticians, they'll offer that extra blue light blocking effect for your prescription glasses now too. And I get them all the time. I get them for all my glasses now because it really, really helps. I would not buy glasses without that extra blue light blocking effect anymore. And if you don't need prescription glasses, there's so many companies now that only sell them as non-prescription with just the blue light blocking
Mhm.
effect too, for much cheaper than prescription.
Well, and that's what I've seen in the store. And I'm glad that you added on to that because I didn't know you could do that to your prescription glasses, which is something I really need to look into doing.
Yes, I adore it. And what was let's see, I don't remember off the top of my head what online store I got my glasses from, but I highly recommend this. I could dig it up if I need to, because I can give you the name of it.
Oh God. Well, you don't have to do all that. We can make the people do some research, unless you just, of course, unless you
There's
just want to.
so many glasses stores online now, though. I could just go to my dresser and give the name, but I won't. It's a lazy.
That's more than okay.
I'll
Um,
tell you later.
it's such a. I think it's so good. It's something I need to do better at. We all love to play games, and I don't want to serious us out here, but just being in our phones as much as we are and being in front of a screen as much as we are, I'm not outside near enough. I think we should make sure we're watching our vision there. So that's what I got.
Very nice. So let's see, what did I put? This is mostly for this is mostly for Anthony.
Nice.
I put this on my list. Another game, Sekiro, Game of the Year, Game Awards for 2019, which I can't believe 2019 was so long ago. Best
Yes.
Action Game of 2019 by IGN. Over 50 awards and nominations. And carve your own clever path to vengeance in the critically acclaimed adventure from developer From Software, creators of the Dark Souls series. In Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, you are the one-armed wolf, disgraced and disfigured warrior rescued from the brink of death, bound to protect a young lord who is the descendant of an ancient bloodline. You become the target of many vicious enemies, including the dangerous Ashina clan. When the young lord is captured, nothing will stop you on a perilous quest to regain your honor, not even death itself. Explore late 1500s Sengoku, Japan, a brutal period of constant life and death conflict, as you come face to face with larger than life foes in a dark and twisted world. Unleash an arsenal of deadly prosthetic tools and powerful ninja abilities while you blend stealth, vertical traversal, and visceral head to head combat in a bloody confrontation. Take revenge, restore your honor, kill ingeniously. And one reviewer said, I died more than twice. False advertising.
Yes.
59.99 on
Yes.
Steam.
Lawsuit. If I die more than twice in this game, it's a lawsuit. I'm trying to
And
retire people.
it's one of the only FromSoft games that I can think of where you don't customize a character. You play the main character, which is already a fully um, a fully developed character in the story.
Mhm.
And there's much more story in Sekiro that's playing out as you go than in Elden Ring or Dark Souls, like in your face
Mhm.
story. So
So
it's much easier to follow along too. It's much less digging up lore.
right, right. My first experience with this game, ever hearing about it, I've forever heard about the Dark Souls games and the Bloodborns. I've always heard the name thrown around, and then one day I was in GameStop, and one of my close friends that he hangs out in the chat sometimes, Drake, he was telling me I should play Fallout 4, and I seen Fallout 4 and Bloodborne at GameStop, and I called him. I was like, I know you said to get Fallout 4, but should I get that or this Bloodborne game? 'Cause it looks cool. And that was the first time I heard, do not play Bloodborne. He said, bro,
What?
you're gonna rage. He was like, it's not like anything you've ever played. It's like you're gonna die constantly, and bro, it's a headache. Don't do it to yourself. Just get the Fallout 4. But I've always heard Bloodborne and Dark Souls. I've always heard the name. I didn't know anything about the whole dying constantly. I didn't know anything about that. Never heard of Sekiro until I got on your stream one day and you were playing it. I didn't know it was a From Software game. I didn't know. I've never even heard the title. So like later when I found out it was Game of the Year and it was with the From Software people and all that, I was like, well, how did I miss this? Because I'm not a real gamer.
No, I don't know. I keep forgetting that Bloodborne is a thing because I don't have a PlayStation. So I only think about what's on my platform.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, that was the first time I heard of Sekiro. I seen you playing it, and then I found out it was involved with the people who made Elden Ring, and that it was much tougher than Elden Ring. And I was like, I'm excited. I want to play it. But all right, nice, nice, nice. Yes, Sekiro. I can't wait to get into it. I'm gonna go here with one that. Oh man, this is another one that works for everybody, whether it's nephews, nieces, kids, loved ones, family members, no matter what your age is. Because right now I'm playing with people that are in their 30s and 40s. Get them a Fortnite card. Everybody's playing Fortnite. Get them a skin. All right. Look, the most excited I've been in Fortnite. I tell chat this all the time. I think Ariana Grande has a beautiful voice and she can sing, but it's like I don't go just. I need to hear Ariana Grande. I couldn't tell you about her discography. I just know, oh yeah, she's got a great singing voice. When she was in there, I said I can kill people with Ariana Grande. How can I pass on this? And she has been my favorite character ever since. I bought the alien skin, Xenomorph, I think is the name.
Yeah, Xenomorph.
The Rock and Black Adam just going into the store, I was so upset that I didn't get Goku, and the fact that I missed John Cena will always be so heartbreaking to me. I
He
missed
had a
John Cena
skin?
in the store. Yeah, he had a skin in the store, and I missed it. Along with missing Asuka and The Undertaker in Fall Guys, I have completely failed, and I'm not a real WWE head like I claim that I am.
Oh, that's so sad. You missed Asuka.
I know. And the John Cena in Fortnite, it does the whole little hand thing that you can't see me that he does. They have the theme song that plays that you can use when you do your taunts. And I'm just like, oh, how did I miss that?
Why, Anthony? Why?
I know. I'm just like, please throw Cena back in the store. But I love buying the skins. And most people who play Fortnite do. And that's a lot of the reasons people play the Fortnite game is the different skins running around as Naruto and Goku and oh, it's such a good time.
Most people.
Most people, yes,
But Ariana Grande skin is very pretty. I think she's a good choice.
yes. I would never know who the crazy person is that would never play Fortnite. It's just who is that person?
I said I would play Fortnite if you play Resident Evil 7. So there you go.
That contract's still on the table, and we're still negotiating that. Yeah, but that's mine. A Fortnite card. If you know somebody plays Fortnite, the easiest gift on earth to give somebody.
Okay. My next one, I've played this on stream. It was really, I didn't think it was a good, I was going to love it as much as I did.
Mhm.
This is another indie game. This is a game from a developer in Peru. actually, which you don't see a lot of developers in South America. And I was really happy. I was really happy that I love the game so much because I want to support indie developers from other countries that don't have as big of a presence in the indie game world.
Yes, that's
But
awesome.
this horror game was called Tormented Souls, and it came out last year, 2021, and it had a very big old school Silent Hill and Resident Evil aesthetic to the game. And while investigating the disappearance of twin girls at Winter Lake, something terrible happens to Caroline Walker. Walking in the dead of night, naked and hooked up, or waking in the dead of night, naked and hooked up to some kind of outdated medical equipment in a bathtub, Caroline must fight for her life as she explores the halls of the abandoned mansion. Um,
Wild Night.
as a fan of both the Resident Evil and Silent Hill series, I'm very pleased with Tormented Souls, is one of the reviews on Steam. So, if you're an old school Silent Hill or Resident Evil fan, I highly recommend it because the story was really intriguing
Mhm.
and I just wanted to keep going to the end. The gameplay is also very old school,
Mhm.
Resident Evil esque as
Mhm.
well. So, you gotta save up your ammo, you gotta make sure your health and everything is um, in good states. It uses the old adage of the saves in Resident Evil with the tapes. So
Mhm.
you only have a limited number of saves at a time. And it's very scary. If you like scary games, there are clips of me being scared shitless from that
Yes,
game.
me too, because I was there for it. Most of the times I was scared shitless is Tammy's fault. Because I'm too loyal. I'm like, well, I guess I'll suffer through this just so I can be here. I've never played it, of course, but and I didn't remember it off the name when you said it. But as soon as you said very Silent Hillish and Resident Evilish, I was like, yes, I remember you playing that game, and it is very similar to Resident Evil
Hmm.
and Silent Hill. Yeah.
Yes, I would highly recommend it for any horror game enjoyer. I can't speak today.
It's okay. We're both hardworking people and very exhausted, so I think everything flies right now. I'm going to go with how about a power cord? I was thinking about this and how important this would
Mm,
be, especially if you have PC gamers. There's a lot of monitors
hmm.
going on. There's consoles. There's computers. There's a lot of things going on, and you can never go wrong with having more slots to plug things in at because
Yeah,
it's a
I
mess.
have I have two just for my setup here.
Yes, it's a lot. Not a lot to say about a power cord, and I know it sounds like just so it's a power cord. Who would be excited about that? You'd be so surprised of the how much issues you're saving somebody from dealing with all these wires and just having something nice. They have a 12 outlet one that I think is so cool, and you can just put them all in your little slots, get them nice and organized. And I need to buy myself one while I am preaching to the choir here.
12. Wow. I was just like counting my outlets on my power strips. Like six. I think I have like this one has USB ports, which is I think is cool.
Oh, really? If you could find
Uh,
USB ports, even better, because USB ports are very important.
do you mind going on your next one on the list? Because I just need to take a quick break.
Yeah, no worries. Let's
All
talk
right.
about. Ooh, where do we want to go with this? How about we go? Let's do Wi-Fi LED bulbs. So for my birthday, was it last year or the year before? Oh, it was last year. Last November for my birthday. Um, some of y'all have heard about Soup from the Ant Soup series that we do on YouTube. He came down to hang out with me for a little while. Spent like a few days here, and for my birthday, he was like, "Yo, you need to get you some lighting." So he took me to Walmart. We looked at some light bulbs. They have LED ones that you can leave white, which is what it's on right now, just regular bulb. And when we're playing on stream at night, sometimes I turn the lights purple, and that's all through these bulbs. They are Bluetooth. They're not very expensive. I think they're like $8 for two. I could be off on the price. Um, you need to get some. Yeah, you really do. They're not expensive at all. They're a lot cheaper than you think. I think for three of them it's like 15 or something like that. But they're not very expensive at all. He bought me three of them. You use your phone to control all of it. You set it up through the Bluetooth, and you can just be sitting here right now. I can grab my phone, go through the settings. You have a whole color wheel. I wonder if it would show on the actual stream. Let's see if we can get it to do it. Right here, that's your brightness. So my brightness is on regular bulb at 100%. Then you can hit the color palette, and you have all these different colors here. You got the whole rainbow. You can just slide left or right and pick the color that you want your room to be, and you can just change your room up. Even if you're not a streamer, this is why I recommend this, because even if you're not a streamer, I think just playing video games at night and you just change your colors to purple and blue and all that. And I do it. I do it all the time, even when I'm not streaming. I think it gives it a cool look to while I'm playing video games. I have light strips down at the bottom back here. I think all the lights at night make it such a fun experience playing video games, and not an expensive thing to do at all. And you can do it all from your phone, straight through Bluetooth. Easy to set up, and you just get as many bulbs as you need. Maybe your ceiling fan only has one bulb. You just screw the one bulb in. Super cheap for lighting, because lighting can get very expensive, especially strips that run all the way around and your neon signs. It can get very expensive. If you just want something kind of cheap and simple and you just want to change the color in your room, that's an easy way to do it. I do recommend getting curtains though if you're going to do it during the day, because when the sun is shining through the window, it's very hard to see the color. But if you get to use some curtains and you just put those LED bulbs in, your whole room is whatever color you want it to be. And like I said, just extremely cheap for lighting, when lighting can cost you a lot of money. So yeah, I was just telling them about getting some LED Bluetooth light bulbs that they can
Yes,
change the color of the room with.
that's a very good choice for streamers, especially.
Yep, I agree. All right, let me take that off my list. What you got for us?
Okay, this game I actually haven't played yet, but I've been waiting all year for it. It finally came out, and I'm debating whether I should wait until I come back to streaming in January to play it, or if I should play it on my own. But I don't know if you guys have seen this, but if you know Thomas the Tank Engine from your childhood,
Yes.
like I do. Like I was a big Thomas the Tank Engine fan as a kid. I had the toys, the trains, the VHS tapes. There's a new horror indie game that came out called Choo Choo Charles.
What?
And you haven't seen it? Oh my
No.
God.
What are they doing to all these licenses?
Charles is a bloodthirsty train.
Oh
You
no.
need to destroy him.
Oh no.
The game is a great time to start to is a great time. I'm reading a review here. The game is a great time from start to finish. Charles is terrifying. The island is fun to explore, and the sense of danger that comes with leaving the train, knowing he could shamble over the horizon at any moment, never left me. And he's a train that is trying to kill you, but he also has these huge spider legs that he can travel on besides the train tracks. A personal favorite detail is how organic Charles felt. It never felt like he popped up just for a cheap scare. Often I would hear or see him roaming around in the distance and he'd just wander off and leave me alone. But other times he would notice and give chase. I never got the feeling there was some invisible timer coming down till his next attack. It's only 19.99 on the Steam store. So, another horror game pick. I was watching Markiplier play a little bit on live stream, and oh my God, there's NPCs. One of the NPCs is very memorable that she wants you to do a quest for. She's called the Pickle Lady,
Nice.
and she says how her pickles, she ate all her pickles and she needs you to go to her pickle cave to get her last jar of pickles.
I can see how that could be a problem. Very concerning.
I
Mickey in the
know, I
chat.
love pickles.
Mickey in the chat said he just got his son the toy 2 days ago.
Oh,
Are we gonna
hopefully
have?
not Charles. Hopefully you got Thomas
Okay,
instead.
so as long as it's not Charles, everything's good. We just want to make sure all the kids are safe out here.
Yes.
If you've gotten your child a Charles toy, you may want to throw that away. You have a Chucky situation, a Chucky situation going on.
Oh.
That is interesting. I did not know this was a thing, but now I'm kind of like need to see this.
Oh my God. Like maybe I don't know if you want to see it on stream, but I can show you later if you want to see it later instead.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to. I'm gonna have to pull up a YouTube video for this. This is nuts. I may watch somebody stream it today. This is insane. Um, I'm gonna go with a comfortable chair for gaming.
Mm.
It doesn't need to be $100 chair like this. Actually, I think you can get one for much cheaper that is way more comfortable because these chairs are not very comfortable at all. I know people who use like office chairs and just sit a pillow on them, or just find something that's nice and soft and just feels good. Because if you're streaming or you just game for long periods at a time, it's very rough on the butt. So
Hmm.
maybe a nice chair that's comfortable to sit in. That's very important. I'm gonna have to get me a pillow or a blanket for this chair here. But that's another underrated gift. It's just something nice to plop your butt on while you're playing games for 4 to 6 hours.
I know. I've had this chair for 3, 4 years now, and it's definitely wearing now, and I need a new chair, but I don't know what's a comfortable, good chair company to look at. It's something I need to figure out.
Me too. I've been looking for like gaming chairs that are comfortable, and they don't feel like there's a lot. I know most people that I talk to just use regular comfortable office chairs and sit like a butt cushion and thing like that in it. A lot of people that I spoke with don't spend this kind of money on this chair because they say it's just too uncomfortable to sit in for long periods of time.
Hmm.
So maybe just do some chair shopping and just look at things that are comfortable, especially if they're not streamers. The look wouldn't really matter too much.
Yeah, like this is an office chair, and it's been fine
Yeah.
for all these years.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's
But
mine.
now I'm really feeling the wear on the butt.
Yeah. After a while, it just yeah.
Okay, the next one on my list, I put Sifu. Sifu is a beat 'em up video game developed and published by French studio Slow Clap. Set in modern day China, players control the child of a martial arts school's Sifu who seeks revenge on those responsible for their father's death. And it's I really enjoy playing that game. It's very challenging, but it's not like Dark Souls or Elden Ring level of challenging. But the music is fantastic. The
Yep.
scenery and the different enemies is super creative
Mm-hmm.
and fun to replay over and over because you will die. You will die and you'll have to try again. Um, and it has a really great like death system where you age as you keep respawning, which is it's a fun dynamic to work through because I think you can use it to your advantage at some points for training and leveling. Um, but also, it kind of reminds me a little bit of with the scenery and the characters, a little bit like Hitman. If Hitman was about martial arts instead of a hitman.
Big
But it's
difference.
27.99 on the Epic Game Store. It's not on Steam, it's on Epic.
And the concept you were talking about getting older was such a cool concept. That was one of my favorite things watching you play it. Is just watching the character get older throughout the game. I thought that was a really cool
Yeah,
concept.
and it felt very rewarding where I would progress more in the stage and my character would be younger than it was previously.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I can get to this point now without dying, so I can stay younger and like keep going longer because by the time you get to age like 97 or something, that's when the game resets and you have to start all over again.
Yeah,
But definitely recommend one for that is one of the indie games you should be playing.
And the fighting style looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, I don't know what they did if they mocapped the martial arts or what, but it's intense to just watch it. It's
It
so
is.
cool.
It is. For my next one, I'm going to go with one that I think gamers would find this that it goes hand in hand with gaming in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of games like Sonic and Resident Evil. I never thought we'd put those two in the same category together, but just games like that have a lot of puzzles in the game, and people enjoy a good game that has puzzles like God of War. Just the puzzle aspect gets to a lot of people. Stray, I think, had a few puzzles. Yes,
Hmm.
yeah. And if you're trying to get them something to where they can get out the game for a little bit, but still enjoy things like puzzles, get them a puzzle. I think that would be a lot of fun. It's putting your mind together to find the different pieces and try to get them to match. Which I bought one a few months ago. It's a DC one and DC Comics for the Justice League, and I forgot that a puzzle's not always easy. There's like 1,000 pieces, and I'm just like, yo, this is just nothing but colors on this
Oh,
piece, and I don't know where it goes. So it's very challenging. It's not as easy as I thought it was when I was younger, buying less pieces.
1,000 piece is hard.
Yes. I've got the outline, and then just random parts in the middle are just like, I got a few here, I got a few here, but it's just like, a lot of these are just colors on the piece, and I need to find out where they match up. It's difficult, and it's a good way to get out the screen for a little while.
Oh yeah, it's puzzles. I got 1,001 last year, 1,000 piece one that I was working on, and it's super relaxing.
It is.
But I figured out that as I was progressing in putting the puzzle together, my coffee table was not big enough for the full
Ooh,
image,
yeah.
and I don't have a dining room table. Well, I have one now, but I did not at the time. I just
Right.
got one. And I'm like, I don't have a surface big enough for this
Yeah.
puzzle unless I try to do it on the floor.
Yeah, that does make it that makes it a lot harder to have to deal with. Such a good time though. It is relaxing. I like to pour sake and work on my puzzle and put a little music on in the background, and I have a great time doing that. So
Oh, that sounds lovely.
yes, yes, yes. Until it's like Tupac I'm putting on and everything's about shooting people, and it's just no. I usually
Yeah.
I put on some real calm music when I'm doing puzzles. All right, that was mine.
Okay. For my number 14, if you're into simulation games, you probably heard of this one. This year, Two Point just came out with a new game called Two Point Campus. Instead of the previous game was Two Point Hospital, where you're running hospitals in different scenarios. And for Two Point Campus, it's like Two Point Hospital, but they're doing so much more with this new game now, where you're running these different academic campuses. There's like a campus for knights, like you're teaching children to become knights and all these like different scenarios. It's like Two Point Hospital times 10, basically. So many new ideas. If you loved Two Point Hospital, this new Two Point Campus game is even better. So if you are a fan of the franchise, I highly recommend it. It's 39.99, but there's a lot of content to it. So, and it's on Steam.
I'm interested because I've been wanting to get into simulator games since I played the lawn mowing one. I was like, simulator games are a nice way to relax and just
It's like a strategy simulation game, so it's
oh, a
like The
little different.
Sims, a little different.
Okay, still interesting. I'm down to check it out.
Yes, I would highly recommend it if you like those kinds of games.
I'm going to go a little stereotypical here, which I know in 2022 could be scary, but I, I promise it's not that type of stereotypical. um, and if you got a Call of Duty fan, why not get him a case of Monster Energy drinks?
Oh my God.
Where can you You can never go wrong with a case of Monster Energy drinks for a guy who likes to get on his headset and cuss out little kids on Call of Duty. I think it's a perfect gift, and it's cheap and unhealthy, like the amount of time that we put into the video games. But that would be a fun little gag gift for somebody. There's not much to say about the energy drinks other than
Just come with a crate of Monster.
yes, to somebody who doesn't drink them.
Oh my god, if you gave me Monster, I've never had a Monster before.
Oh, don't start. I ended up in the doctor's office because of them. I was
Really?
drinking 2 a day. I went a long period of my life without energy drinks. And then I got to where I wasn't sleeping. And that was my excuse to, okay, I could just start knocking down Monster energy drinks at work because we have a gas station across the street. So on break, you would just go to the gas station. You get 2 lunch breaks, 30 minutes each. And I would just walk across there, get a Monster, go back to work. On the next break, go over there and get one. And whew, I felt every bit of it. It's not good. This was on here just for a laugh. Please don't chug Monster energy drinks like that. It's not good.
Oh,
It's
see,
not good.
my coworkers will bring them as drinks and just leave like open cans in the back
Yes.
where we can keep our drinks. And they just smell so artificial. They smell
Oh
terrible.
my god. They taste
I
like
hate it.
diabetes.
Oh,
They do.
it's like they say that they need their caffeine buzz, but then I'm just like, drink coffee. It's
Yeah.
healthier than
It's such a bad
whatever this
excuse.
is.
It's such a bad excuse, and I say that as somebody who is using it as an excuse. It's such a bad excuse. I got to where I have one every few weeks. Every once in a while on a Saturday, I'm like, I'm gonna just play some games tonight, and I want to have a Monster Energy drink, but I need to get back to not having them at all because they're on that list with donuts, pizza, and monsters. To me, are just like these are probably the worst things we should be putting in our. And I don't know that there's facts to that. They just feel like it when you eat it. Like it's when I bite into a donut, I'm like, wow, this tastes like I shouldn't be eating this, but it tastes amazing. But it's just I feel like I'm feeling terrible
Oh yeah,
eating this. But yeah,
because
okay,
it's fried.
yeah. That's it. I just want to throw a little joke in here. I thought maybe a little monster would be a nice gift for Call of Duty fans.
For for some people, I'm sure it is. Okay, I put another simulation game, another strategy simulation game here. I've talked about a little bit on the stream, on Anthony's stream before, and it's Let's Build a Zoo. If you like your Zoo Tycoon games, this is a pixel tycoon zoo game where you can either choose to be morally correct, morally right, and have a nice zoo that saves animals, or you can go totally in the opposite direction and you can have like meat processing plants and you can just raise exotic animals basically for the slaughter and consumption of people and or for their entertainment. So, and you can also cross animals, you can their genes, you can create like a cow duck or something to be put on display. Um, it's time to build a zoo. Let out your wild side and create your own animal empire with this cute, expansive management sim. Import and breed rare creatures, hire the right staff, keep your visitors happy, and deal with plenty of weird and wonderful events. Then try your hand at DNA splicing and stitch together over 300,000 different types of animals ranging from the majestic giraffe, giraffant, a giraffe mixed with an elephant, to the peaceful panda owl.
Interesting.
I have been obsessing over this game. I want to like get 100% on it, and it's 19.99 on the Steam store. I'll play like an hour on the game every day recently.
That's a really good price too.
Like I grew up with the Zoo Tycoon games, so it has a special place in my heart.
Mhm.
And I also grew up on the Roller Coaster Tycoon games. So love those games.
I'm excited to look into it. I meant to look into it the last time that you had talked about it. It looks very interesting.
It's if you like the management simulation games,
Yeah.
it's for you.
I'm going to go with another gift card, and I'm going to say a gift card based on the console that they have. If they have a PlayStation 1 or an Xbox One or a Nintendo console, I feel like I won a competition or a giveaway, I guess what it is, through another streamer, and I got a $50
Oh,
PlayStation card, and I bought. I know I'm going to butcher this. Is it Yakuza or Yakuza?
uh, Yakuza.
Okay, we'll go with Yakuza. That's what I
People
always.
say it both ways, though.
Okay. I bought Yakuza with it because I've always been wanting to play that game, and I had such a good time. And I was like, man, like a gift card is so underappreciated. I got a whole game with this $50 gift card, and $50 gift card to somebody can get them a really cool game on PlayStation. It can get you two of the ones that Tabi talked about today. The $20 ones you can get you can get two of them and still have some money left over. So
Hell yeah.
gift cards can go a long way for people on consoles, and people are always looking for a way to get some cool games without having to spend because there's so many games out there. So any way that they can get a good game without having to spend money on it, it's always a win. You don't think PlayStation 1 accepts gift cards? I thought about that. When I said PlayStation 1, I meant like a PlayStation console. I was saying one as in console, and after I got through saying PlayStation 1 and Xbox One, I was like, oh, well, that's going to come out like... Okay. Thank you for correcting that, though, Mickey.
I think gift cards are underrated as gifts.
They are!
Like, my mom wants to get me things like turtlenecks and socks for Christmas, and it's like, it's okay, just get me a gift card, please.
You can get whatever you want
You don't
with the gift
need to
card.
give me those things.
You can never go wrong because you don't have to worry about getting the wrong size of something, the wrong color. Some people don't
Hmm.
like turtlenecks. Like you can just here's a gift card, and you can go on here and buy whatever you want, whatever's best for you. Okay, what you got for us?
All right. My next game is that I'm recommending to give, which, if you know anyone that's a Resident Evil fan, you should have already gotten this game for them if they don't have it already. But it's Resident Evil Village, the
Okay,
Resident Evil 8.
all right.
Like, come on, you need to get Resident Evil Village. And I'm shaking my phone, and my phone's undo? No. There's just so much to say about Resident Evil Village. Like, I don't know. It's like BioShock, where you could just keep going on and on. Um, let's see here. So, set a few years after the horrifying events in the critically acclaimed Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, the all-new storyline begins with Ethan Winters and his wife Mia living peacefully in a new location free from their past nightmares. Just as they are building their own new life together, tragedy befalls them once again, which means that you need to play Resident Evil 7 before you play Resident Evil 8.
Or you could just watch a video on YouTube if you're worried about it, and you could just kind of get your information from there.
I guess you could go in blind, but
I got to watch you play quite a bit of it. Like we always talk about, that was the stream that I met you in. When it comes to
yeah.
games that I really want to play, a lot of times I'll kind of like I'll watch and then kind of like I don't want to spoil things, so I'll like kind of look away for a little bit and kind of tune back in and out so that I'm not spoiling the end, because that's one that I really want to play. So I didn't watch that ending to this game yet. Um,
I'm glad you didn't,
yeah, it looks amazing. The game looks so good.
because the ending's a lot, and I want to play the DLC. The DLC content just came out,
Nice.
and I everyone was playing it a few months ago, and I just completely. My roommate is also into watching people play video games. She loves watching Let's Plays, and I'm just like, don't tell me anything about the DLC because I need to play it. I don't want anything ruined for me.
Yes, it's such a fun watch. What I usually do is if somebody I usually watch is playing it, I'll watch like they're in the beginning, and I'll watch all that. It doesn't really phase me too much, but towards the end is where I'm kind of like, okay, I need to back out. I want to play this through. Such a good game to watch.
Uh, Such a good game. I can't wait to watch you play it, along with all the other Resident Evil games.
Yes, we're gonna run through them except for seven. Let's go
We
with
think.
let's go with a VR set. I'm not a big VR person at all, but don't let me ruin the fun. There's a lot of people who love getting the VR set. Speaking of Resident Evil 7, if you do like horror games, you would be a complete psycho, and I would want nothing to do with you ever in my life. But you could play that game in VR. And
Um, okay, Resident Evil 7 in VR is terrifying.
yes.
I've watched people play it in VR, and I don't know. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. I would not want to play it in VR.
There's actually a YouTube video of old people. They got to put the VR set on and do the Resident Evil 7 in it, and that was a funny
Yes.
video to watch.
Oh, I saw that one.
yeah.
Oh my God.
But there's a lot of games that you can get into in VR. That's the way that the kids are going, I think. What do they have the whole metaverse thing out now, and there's a lot going on with that. So if you're into that type of world, it's there, and people are enjoying it. So like I've been very selfless on this list. There's a lot of shit in here I would never fucking play, but
You have been You've been thinking about others, which what is Christmas all about?
yeah,
Not thinking for about others.
there
I
we go.
went through all of my list of what I've played and thought what I enjoy, other people might enjoy.
Well, I think we do enjoy what Tabby enjoys. And if I did that, this
Everything
list,
I choose is correct.
that's a fact. If I did that, all 25 things on here would be Elden Ring. So I think everybody should be happy that I'm thinking of others tonight. um, Speaking of gifts, I got a funny one to show you real quick. This is another quick one. If you played Elden Ring, you know these things. I forget I'll as much content as I make messing with these things. I can't believe I forget the name of them. But they are in Elden Ring. They're like the little alien guys. Albinorix.
Little-
The Albinorix.
Oh, yeah.
I have a friend. Well, let me make sure no personal information shows up on this.
I've been seeing your what is it? The little YouTube videos.
Yeah, the little shorts.
Yeah, the little shorts about the Albinorics.
They're so fun to go over there and mess with. But my friend is sending me this right now as a Christmas gift. And it's a mask of an Albinoric.
No way! Oh my God,
Yes.
you can get that on Amazon?
Yes, it's on Amazon.
Oh my God.
And
You should just cosplay an Albinoric.
I'm not even gonna be playing. I'm not even gonna be streaming Elden Ring, and this stupid mask is gonna be on my head at all times. I'll be wearing it
You
playing
just wear
Resident Evil.
like what is it? Like brown like sackcloth that they
Yes.
wear.
Yes.
Just carry a staff, whatever those clubs that they have.
And it's just $35 on Amazon. So
Damn.
pretty cool.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see it.
Y'all are no longer gonna know what my face looks like. Y'all are gonna be like, "What did Anthony look like again?"
I hope it's comfortable.
All right. Well, who just went? I forgot what the last one we just did was. Does it matter?
The VR headset?
Oh yeah, we did do VR. Okay, it's your turn.
Okay, my next one for number 17 is Hitman 3, which I am not a Hitman fan. I wasn't before playing Hitman 3, but I can definitely see the appeal after playing through Hitman 3, and it's the last in the trilogy, but you really don't have to know the story of the Hitman universe in order to enjoy Hitman going all the way to the third Hitman game. If you just like to be silly, you can be like a silly assassin and do silly ways to kill people, or you could do all of the different quest lines that the game sets up for you. You can just play it how you want to play it. The scenery and the characters are lovely, and just it's very it can be very interesting with some of the storylines and what happens, and you can just play it how you want to play it. Kind of,
Hmm.
you can just kill people left and right with letting everyone know, or you can be totally stealthy, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of the upfront not stealthy person.
Yes, I
But it's fun to
remember.
play it either way. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Let's see. Hitman 3 is the dramatic conclusion to the World of Assassination trilogy. Become Agent 47, a legendary assassin, and use creativity and improvisation to execute the most ingenious and spectacular eliminations in sprawling sandbox locations all around the globe. Agent 47 must join forces with his long lost friend Lucas Gray to eliminate the partners of Providence, but they are forced to adapt as their hunt intensifies. When the dust settles, 47 and the world he inhabits will never be the same again. 59.99, which you can add additional content from the first Hitman, the second Hitman games onto the third game. So, and they keep having like these seasonal maps too. So, all kinds of fun. Hitman
Mickey,
3 is your favorite, Mickey?
yeah, Mickey in the chat says Hitman 3 is his favorite game. What Tabby does so well, which is one of the big reasons why I love watching her streams, is that she picks games that are really fun to watch. For me, Hitman 3, a lot of people love and people have a great time with. It's definitely a pickup. But there's a lot of games that I personally wouldn't play, but watching others do it is a lot of fun. And watching her play Hitman was a, was a lot of fun. It was, to say the least, it was a lot of fun.
It's it's a kind of game that you can go back to multiple
Yes,
times. It's a lot of fun to play on stream.
it is. It is. And but then here's the crazy thing is when you played it, part of me was like, I didn't want to deal with Hitman because it feels so frustrating and difficult. I love to watch people play it and sneak poison in drinks and all that kind of stuff. It's hilarious, and I love the concept of Hitman. Uh, but watching you, I was like, I kind of would. I think I would deal with it and just play it.
You can play it. It's 59.99 on Steam. And oh my God, I remember there's this Napa Valley winery level, which is my favorite level. And there's one part where you can just throw bodies into the vats of wine that's fermenting.
Yes.
And there's one point where all of the wine is like completely scattered all over the floor. And it's just all these different scenarios that the game makes up for you, and all these possible things that could happen. It's so much fun.
Yeah, yeah. That's how. Yeah, Mickey can relate. A lot of times, there's a lot of games I'm just like, oh, I would love to watch somebody play this game because the game looks interesting. It's just something that I personally would feel like I'd either get too frustrated with or just wouldn't have as much fun as I enjoy watching somebody else play it. Kind of like Valorant. I tell people all the time, Valorant is one of my most searched games on Twitch that I go in and watch people play because I think it's just so cool to see people do that on a mouse and keyboard because I could never do that. A shooter game on mouse and keyboard. So I'll watch people do that, and I love to watch it. I love the game Valorant as a game to watch. Same thing with Hitman. But I may give Hitman a go. I may mess around with it. I never thought I'd play Elden Ring, and here we are. So, I mean, maybe it can happen. But a lot of times I'm just like, man, watching Tabby play this game is satisfying enough for me that I don't really. I feel like I'm living it through her stream and that I don't necessarily have to play it. But it's definitely a must get for people. People love it. And I think you would love the whole poisoning people's drinks and. Or doing like Tabby said, just going rogue and just fuck everybody.
Yeah, fuck. Oh my God. One level, I just killed every single person, and the police would come in, and I'd kill the police officer, then the police would come in again. It's so funny.
Now, is this the DLC Hitman Grand Theft Auto edition?
Oh, if they were to get all together, oh my God. Game of the last 100 years.
Yes, Mickey always says he's going to play Elden Ring in 2030. And Mickey, I'm going to remember that date because you say that a lot. And then when 2030 comes around, I'm gonna remind you that you said that.
Coming around faster than you think.
Yes.
We're inching closer.
For my next one, I'm going to go with a real cheap and simple one that you could probably most likely find on Amazon. A phone case with their favorite video game or video game character. Everybody needs a phone case. Tabby's already talked to me about mine. Um, I couldn't find my phone case. It's somewhere in my closet in a box. I have a Portland Trailblazers one, but I kind of wish I had an Elden Ring phone case. So I mean, getting a phone case for somebody, everybody needs a phone case, and phone cases could be just because somebody already has one doesn't mean they can't get another one. It's not like they're gonna throw the old one away. You can have a dresser full of different phone cases. It's like today I feel like my Elden Ring one, or today I feel like this one, or that one, or a Garrus one if you're Tabby. She may want a
Maybe.
Garrus phone case. See? So you can never go wrong with a phone case. Everybody needs one. That's it. That's
But
my
I
pitch.
literally have 3 phone cases in my dresser drawer right now from my
See?
old phone.
Exactly. People phone cases are cool. It's a cool accessory, and to get them their favorite game or favorite video game character is pretty
I
legit.
would, if someone gifted me a Garrus phone case, I would accept it with pride. I would take this phone case off and slap that baby on and show it proudly to everyone.
Nice.
All right. My next choice, and this is another one that's kind of directed at Anthony,
Nah, I love it.
is BioShock Remastered.
Yes.
So,
Scary.
BioShock is a shooter unlike any you've ever played, loaded with weapons and tactics never seen. And this description is a few years old, but it's a type of game that you can always constantly come back to. The gameplay is so much fun. You'll have a complete arsenal at your disposal, from simple revolvers to grenade launchers and chemical throwers. But you'll also be forced to genetically modify your DNA to create an even more deadly weapon, you. Injectable plasmids give you superhero powers, blast electrical currents into water to electrocute multiple enemies, or freeze them solid and obliterate them with the swing of a wrench. No encounter ever plays out the same, and no 2 gamers will play the game the same way. And that's very true if you watch people play Bioshock on stream. Biologically modify your body, send fire storming from your fingertips, and unleash a swarm of killer hornets hatched from the veins in your arms. Hack devices and systems, upgrade your weapons, and create new ammo variants. Turn everything into a weapon: the environment, your body, fire and water, and even your worst enemies. Explore an incredible and unique Art Deco world hidden deep under the ocean. A man chooses, a slave obeys. BioShock takes place in I should stop. It's too much. But it's $19.99 on Steam. So if you have never played BioShock, the first game, you just got to. I don't think you're a gamer if you haven't played BioShock.
Everybody,
That's my hot take.
everybody loves that game that I've talked to. Like people are really into Bioshock. Um,
It's
you,
I would give a full dissertation on the BioShock universe, but yeah, I could just keep going on and on.
we gotta do a Bioshock podcast after I play it. Just do a special
Yeah,
episode just talking Bioshock.
but then you need to play the second game and then the third game, and then we can have our podcast.
We'll see if I survive the first one without a heart attack, and then we'll we'll go from there. Yeah, I agree that you're not a real gamer if you haven't played Bioshock, or you cannot pass my quiz at the end of this podcast. So if you've never played Bioshock, you might want to do that, and you might want to start studying for this quiz because that's 2 ways to prove you are not a real gamer out there, folks. My next one, I'm going to go for a camera for streaming. If even if the person that you want to get a gift for doesn't stream, if they have a console, like they have a camera for every console, and just be like, hey, I know you're not a streamer, but if you ever decide you might want to record something, here's a nice little camera, and could lead to some good things for you. You never know. You might make a millionaire, and then they might break you off a little something because you started the dream. So I think a camera would be cool. Of course, if they're a streamer, they can always use a camera upgrade. I'm thinking about changing mine out, even though I do enjoy this camera. But it's kind of cool. They can record things and put some content out, and maybe they'll maybe a camera will inspire them to do something they never thought they would do. A camera would be kind of cool. Or you get it and they never use it because they don't want to shoot themselves doing anything, but they still have a cool camera. So there's that.
I think it is an important part of streaming if you want to become a streamer personally, but not everyone streams with a camera.
Mhm.
But I think it is a good addition.
Yeah, they want to see your beautiful face on playing a game. They love the game, but they want to see you.
Yeah, they want to see your reaction. But I do also watch YouTubers that play games that don't use cameras. So it's not a ride or die, but it is a nice addition. And I do want to get a new camera as well. So for my next item on my list, I put the Mass Effect Legendary Edition for a game.
Nice.
If you're a if you're a fan of Mass Effect, you need to get the Legendary Edition because it just has every game. It has the trilogy all in one package. And I used to have, before getting the Legendary Edition, I had my Mass Effect trilogy in a disc set. And when you have a game console now that you play that doesn't take discs anymore,
Yeah.
like, what do
Yeah.
you do?
Yes.
And for my description of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I just put Garrus, and that's it. That's my reason. Just go get it for Garrus. Do it for Garrus.
Yes, I played the Legendary Edition for the first time. Well, I guess everybody did because it just came out. But I never played the original Mass Effects. The Legendary Edition was the first time I ever played Mass Effect, and it's the second favorite. Well, and I kind of count them all as one because it's the Legendary Edition. I know they're not. One I think was the weaker out of them, but I still really enjoyed one. But two and three are up there under Legend of Dragoon for me for the favorite games that I've ever played in my life. So, I
It's
co-sign.
like the first game is definitely the weakest out of the three, but
Still really good.
the it's like it's just like BioShock and the Dark Souls trilogy of games. It's like Mass Effect 2 and 3 are like the A plus titles, and then one is like the B or the
Hmm.
B minus in the trilogy. So it's
Hmm.
the black sheep of them, but only because it was made first and it doesn't have the fan input and whatnot that they used to create the next games.
Yeah, yeah. You'll have a great time with it. Um, don't make the mistake I made. Have fun and date the different species. Do not date the space races. Doesn't really
Don't date the space
it
racists.
doesn't go well. I wish I would have romanced Tally. That was.
Fuck Ashley.
I wish I.
Romance Garrus. Sorry, sorry.
No, you're
I'll
fine.
shut up.
No, you're good. People love Garrus. I wish I would have romanced Tally. I ended up really liking her uh, in the second and third ones. Uh,
Most people love Tally.
yeah, Tally was really cool. I wish I would have romanced her. I romanced the space races, and then in the second one, I romanced. I forget her name. The robotic woman with the black hair. I keep wanting to say Ashley. I don't remember her name. The one that
Oh, um, shit. Her name's on the tip of my
I
tongue.
know it's bothering me to keep wanting to say
Uh,
Candace.
I want to say, I'm like Madison. Her name's not Madison.
Oh man, I it's killing me. I hate that. It's killing me. I wrote master for 2 games, and I can't remember her name. That's because I was secretly thinking of Tally the entire time I was here.
Miranda.
Miranda, you were close. You were closer than me.
First thing I'm gonna do is pull up Ashley. Don't you dare. You will regret it. I'm just gonna say you will regret it.
Tally,
That
Garrus,
is not a threat.
Mickey. She just threatened you here on stream.
That is advice.
Tally, Garrus, and Liara feel like the ones that most people have a good time romancing.
Liara, definitely. Liara is my choice for the first romance option in the first game.
For my next one, I'm going to go with a Steam Deck. I don't have one, but I know we have an amazing Twitch streamer named Chibi who's always uh, here with us and having a good time. She uses a Steam Deck or a stream deck. That's so confusing because there's two of them. The Stream Deck is a lot of fun. I know she does like a lot of sound alerts off of them that have us all dying laughing. She always finds some good sounds in there. I know streamers use them for multiple different reasons. So if you know somebody who's a streamer, I think that's one of Chibi's favorite gifts. She got that as a Christmas gift, I believe, last year, and it's one of her favorite gifts that she's ever received. She really loves that Stream Deck. So I would recommend that. I want one myself. So.
And I have a Stream Deck, and I don't think it's super essential, but it is very helpful.
Just a lot of fun, feels like, for somebody who doesn't have one.
It's easy. I use it 90% of the time just to switch screens without having to fiddle with my keyboard and whatnot. You just
Right.
push a button and it goes over, it jumps over.
Nice.
So I'd recommend it if you're a streamer.
Nice. We're down to our final three, I believe.
Well, you went twice, so I'm a little behind.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
For my next theme, if you like a certain type of game that Twitch has banned,
Uh
don't play this game on Twitch.
oh. Do
Um,
it. Be a rebel.
no, um, I would recommend playing this game if you like puzzles and dating girls in hentai games.
Where are we going
But I
with this?
recommend Huni Pop 2 Double Date, which just came out this year, and I like legitimately love the Huni Pop games. I play them all and I 100% them all. They're so much fun, and I just I think they're so much fun.
I
And
haven't
if
heard
you
of
want
this.
to, you haven't?
This is my first time hearing about it.
Okay, well, I wouldn't recommend playing it on stream because Twitch has banned all of their games.
Does YouTube allow
Okay.
it?
They do. I do. I have posted some of my game footage
Okay.
from Hunipop onto my YouTube channel, but there's areas you would need to black out.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, a descriptor would be an era of darkness and destruction draws near as an ancient evil of limitless lechery, the Nymphogen will soon be awoken by a cosmic super period of unspeakable PMS. Reunite with Q, your old love fairy sidekick, and travel to the island of Ina Depuna to develop your double dating prowess and overcome the insatiable lust of the demonic pair. It's $9.98 on Steam, and I believe there's an option for a censored version if you want it to, or an uncensored
That's
version.
no fun.
So the voice acting is really good. I think a lot of the girls are very fun to hang out with, have great personalities, and a lot of the dialogue I think is really fun.
She's definitely making this PG.
Definitely keeping it PG here.
It sounds
And
interesting.
then,
I'm gonna check it out. I've never heard of this.
you can. I could, if you really want to know, I could talk to you later.
Yeah, we can. I'm curious. I've never heard of this. It sounds anything that gets banned off of Twitch. I'm just like, I've got to see what this is about. Why is this such a problem?
It's because of sex.
Oh, well, I guess hentai should have gave that away. That's pretty cool though. I like it. Sounds very interesting. And if you are somebody who likes to bend the rules a little bit, go ahead and stream it. I just want to see how it plays out. I
No,
want to see how it plays out for you. Be a rebel.
use what is it? Use a what do they call it? Like a second account, a burner account.
sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. No, actually, in this case, it wouldn't be. For my next one, I'm going to go with a Steam Deck. Maybe you're trying to get out the house for a little bit. You want to go on a vacation, but you're just like, man, I'm really going to miss playing that game that I have on Steam, which of course would be Elden Ring. And you're just like, I don't know if you can play Elden Ring on the Steam Deck, so that might be a bad comparison. But if you got some games on your Steam that you want to carry along with you while you travel, a Steam Deck is the best handheld thing that we've had in a while, right? All we have is that and the Nintendo Switch. And if you're not into the Nintendo games that much and you're looking for something handheld that you can travel with, and maybe you want to be on the couch and your gaming system's in the room, you don't feel like sitting in the room, you want to go sit on the couch for a little while, and you got something you can carry around with you, and a handheld device, and play all these different games on. I would like that because there's a lot of things I have on my computer, but I don't always want to sit in this chair. Like, you can't move your PC around. So I was thinking about possibly ordering a Steam Deck just so when I'm traveling. And as far as I travel, I'm kind of thinking about going to see my mom for Christmas because they're possibly going to give us a 3-day weekend for Christmas. Maybe.
Ooh,
So if that's the case, we'll be off Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And if that's the case, I'll go see my mom in Houston. And it would be nice to have a Steam Deck to have out there in Houston with me so I can play my games. Luckily for me, my brother's out there and he brought his PlayStation. He's staying with her for a few weeks to hang out. And
nice.
I'll just go over there and get on his shit and and play some games. But it'd be nice to have a Steam Deck that I can just lay back and play some games while my mom talks to me about the state of the world that we're in and, and all the things that your mom stresses about.
And Elden Ring is verified and playable on the Steam Deck,
Oh my god.
just FYI. And personally, if I'm not on PC, I prefer a portable gaming device instead of another console like
Hmm.
PlayStation or Xbox. So I love the Switch if I'm not on my PC. So this would be perfect for me, I
Yeah.
think. Like, I haven't looked into the Steam Deck much, so I think I should look more into purchasing it at some point.
You should, especially since a lot of your games are through Steam, I believe, and
Yeah.
you have cats that you like to play around with, and for that it's just so easy to just pause your game, put it down for a second, and play with your cats or do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Compared
Or
to
just move to the sofa and just like
yeah,
lay down instead and like watch something on TV instead of just being sitting up on my PC. Like I get tired of that.
yeah, I'm with you. Sometimes I sit there and think like I kind of wish that I bought Elden Ring on my PlayStation because I don't have a
Mhm.
stand to sit my TV on. Like here, I have a little desk here for my monitors, but for my big TV, I don't have a stand to sit it on. So I'm kind of like you with the puzzle issue where you couldn't fit your puzzle on the table. I don't have a stand to sit my TV on, so I just kind of if I want to be in the living room, I pick my TV up and my PlayStation, just move it in there, and if I'm going to the room, I just move it in there and set it up that way. So that's my
Oh my
easy.
God.
That's the easier way that I have to do it. But at least with the PlayStation, I can go wherever I want to sit down and play Elden Ring. Whereas if I want to play Elden Ring, I have to come over here, sit in this uncomfortable chair, and play Elden Ring for however long. But a Steam Deck, I want one. It's like you said, you can go get comfortable wherever you want to get comfortable, and just you can talk to people while you're playing because it's just handheld thing, and I like that idea.
You know, the first thing when I Google Steam Deck that pops up is the Elgato Stream Deck, which is interesting.
Which is where I get
It's,
confused: the Stream Deck and the Steam Deck.
yeah,
Mhm.
what, that's so crazy.
When
But
the first time I started hearing about Steam Deck, I was getting them confused in my head because I was like, wait, Chippy got a Stream Deck, and it doesn't play games. I didn't think, and then I was just like, wait, I had to message Chibi, and she was like, no, those are two completely different things. I was like, I thought I was hearing things wrong. Stream Deck, Steam Deck, which one is it? But yeah, two completely different things.
okay.
What you got for
Uh,
us?
let's Oh, sorry, I got a notification for something. Um, so my next list item is what some of you guys might have heard before. It's an indie game called Spiritfarer, and it's a cozy management game about dying.
Oh,
You play as a character that ferries spirits to the afterlife, and you get to know them and do quests for them before they're ready to pass on. So it's a game about dying and acceptance. It's also a management sim where you have this big boat where you farm, you mine on different islands, you fish, you harvest, you cook, you craft things, and you're joined in your adventures by Daffodil, your cat. And it can be two-player cooperative, but I heard it's better as a one-player game. Spend relaxing quality time with your spirit passengers, create lasting memories, and ultimately learn to say goodbye to your cherished friends. What will you leave behind? A one of a kind narrative experience you won't get in any other piece of media. Spearfarer is a long journey with a huge assortment of fantastically written stories told with the help of insanely beautiful artwork and music, and the music is very good. There are discussions of death, grief, regret, love, family, friendship, art, mental health, illness, and many more, all with impossible messages. These stories can be funny, sad, happy, warm, infuriating, make you feel conflicted, but the game is ultimately hopeful at its core. And I think it's a very good, like, winding end of the day game. Uh, it's like 40-ish hours for the whole thing. They've added some extra bonus content to it, and it's $30 on Steam. I highly recommend it if you love a story-based game. If you're okay with the concept of death and like having that in a game. I was bawling multiple times when it was the time to let a character go because you get to know their story and them so much. And it's just talking about it is bringing it up right now. Honestly, I highly recommend it. It's a very warm game. It'll have a special place in your heart. Oh, are you muted?
oh, sorry. I muted it so the typing didn't pop up on the mic.
Oh,
It sounds very important as a game, especially like you said for the mental health and all that. My number one anxiety is death, so I would be my anxiety would be through the roof. Kana, of like speaking of just like passing people on, that was really tough for me to get. And I love Kana; it's one of my favorite games, but that was hard. I don't do well with the death part of things. I haven't. This is what makes this game super interesting, and why I would be really into playing it. Just so I think I should get better with accepting that, and it's
mhm.
something that I have been wanting to work on because it's my look. My number one fear of all time is being buried alive. Like that's how scared I am of death. Like I don't take me nowhere near a casket. I don't want to see one. Getting in the casket in Elden Ring. I don't know if you got that far. Where you get into the casket and it
Yeah.
that oh my that I thought I was gonna have an anxiety attack on the stream. I don't like this at all.
I think FromSoft likes to make you get into caskets to get to other parts of the gaming world because it comes up in other games.
That's very interesting though, and I'm super into giving that a try.
Oh, maybe it's the next game I should gift you.
Let me. I got two more on my list. Do you have three?
Uh, Let me see here.
We're fine either way. I'm just gonna have to take a quick restroom break because I'm drinking two huge glasses of water and coffee, and things are talking to me here.
I technically have four, but it's more like three.
That's complete. Did you want to talk while I go to the restroom, or would you like me to put it on the waiting screen and we can just wait till I get back?
I can talk about it.
Okay, go ahead and I'll be right back.
Okay. So, my next game on my list I was going to put is the Resident Evil 2 remaster. Out of all the remasters so far, I'm super psyched for Resident Evil 4 remaster to come out. as well as a bunch of other people are, obviously. Resident Evil 4 is probably a lot of people's favorite game and a lot of people's jumping in point to the Resident Evil series. Um, but Resident Evil 2 Remaster was one of the first games in the series I played. It's genre-defining masterpiece. Resident Evil 2 returns completely rebuilt from the ground up for a deeper narrative experience. Using Capcom's Priority RE engine, Resident Evil 2 offers a fresh take on the classic survival horror saga with breathtakingly realistic visuals, heart-pounding immersive audio, a new over-the-shoulder camera, and modernized controls on top of the gameplay modes from the original game. Classic action game. It's terrifying in parts. It's complete. They completely redid the game from the ground up compared to the original RE2. So I think some people would say you should go to the first game made back in the 1990s. I say, why not go with the remaster? It's amazing. I don't know. That's my hot take. The next game on my list, RE2 is lit. RE4 story-wise is awesome. RE4, another hot take of mine, was not one of my favorite Resident Evil games. I can see why people loved it though, but I think maybe it was a little overhyped for me, and if I played it when it first came out, it would be one of my favorite Resident Evil games, but since I played it so many years in the future, just last year or 2 years ago, um, there just have been so many other wonderful Resident Evil games come out since then, and they changed so much. Uh, I'm looking forward to what the new Resident Evil 4 game comes out with.
Is two the
My
one
favorite is 2 and 5.
Is two the one we're talking about right now?
Yeah, I chose Resident Evil 2 Remaster.
I can't wait to get to that one.
Oh, I was going on about how it's so good. How they completely, from the original 2, they rebuilt the game completely from the ground up. Like everything's completely different compared to the old 2, but I think the remaster is just so good. It's my favorite remaster so far out of 1, 2, and 3, but we'll see how 4 goes. We'll see how they redo that one.
I know one of my close friends. He just beat 4 this year, and he was super excited about it. He keeps telling me, "I can't wait till you play 4. 4 is the one you got to play. You have to play 4."
See,
I've been excited about 2 and 8.
people love 4. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I did like it.
But I understand what you're saying about playing it. Maybe when it came out, you'd like it more. That was always my thing, and people always kill me for this. But that was always my thing with Final Fantasy IX. I think that I'm just so far out from when that came out that maybe if I played it then, it would have felt a little different. But
But you like 10.
10 is so good. Yeah, Resident Evil 2. That's the one I'm excited for. That and 8 are the two and Resident Evil Code Veronica, because I've told this story before, but my mom used to get the guidebooks and my dad would play them, and we would sit and watch. And one of them was Code Veronica, so he'd be playing the game and she would be reading the guidebook to him and telling him where to go, and we would sit there and watch. And it was the one time that we would all sit down and there was peace and it was nice and quiet and we had a good time watching. So I can't wait to get into Code Veronica.
That's sweet. Yeah, Final Fantasy IX is my favorite Final Fantasy game.
No, I felt so bad. There's you and another person that I think so highly of, and y'all both recommended 9. I was like, oh, I wish I enjoyed this the way that they did.
Tisk tisk.
Okay, for mine, I'm going to go on a Nintendo Switch. I think that's one. Yes. I feel like if you're looking for something like, maybe people are into, your friends are into gaming and things like that. I think with a Switch, no matter who you are, there's stuff on there that that you can enjoy. If you're looking for a child, kid, nephew, niece, whatever, and they're too young and you're worried about getting them a PlayStation or they get on somebody's PC and find the game Tabi's talking about that's banned on Twitch. If you're worried about those type of things, you're not going to find it on Nintendo. So, I mean, nine times out of 10, what they find is going to be okay. Is it on Nintendo? That is going to blow my mind if that hentai game is on Nintendo. I thought they weren't
It
allowed.
no, it's not on
Oh,
Switch.
okay. I'm about to say Nintendo barely lets you play games that have blood in it. um,
Wait,
is it on there?
wait. Okay, uh, I'm a little conflicted right now. I don't know.
that is so
I'm not
interesting
sure
if it's on there.
if it's a joke or not, but I'm seeing some Nintendo Switch boxes with Honey Pop on it. I'm not 100% sure though.
That would be so interesting. I remember I was just listening to an interview with the guy who made Mortal Kombat, and he was talking about how they had to change the game. I think it was for Nintendo 64 because they wouldn't let them do all the blood and mutilation things they were doing in there. So that'd be really interesting that they would have that game on there. But
Yeah, I don't think so.
either way, I might just put my foot in my mouth if it is on there. There's got the Mario games that everybody enjoys: Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, Kirby. I hear people love that new Kirby that came out. Like people are giving it high praise for that new Kirby game that came out this year. Forgotten Lands, I think Kirby and the Forgotten Lands. So much stuff in there that you don't have to worry about, like whether they're a PlayStation guy or an Xbox guy. I feel like you give somebody Nintendo, man, the options are limitless on just things they can find, whether you're a kid or an adult. Like it's just there's so much in there, and I want to Switch bad, so that's my pick.
Okay, my next one is slightly older game, like mid 2000s. I chose Okami, which is probably my favorite game of all time. It's originally came out on PS2 and was never a big hit. The studio actually closed down after they made it, but it's very Zelda, Legend of Zelda-esque, and it's based on Japanese mythology. So you're playing as Amaterasu, which is sun god in Japanese mythology, and you're playing across ancient Japan. And it has a different kind of fight interface where you have to draw on the screen with brush strokes. The story is amazing. The characters are incredibly memorable. The the Japanese music playing is amazing and fun. It's just a really good time with a great story. I highly recommend it. It's on Steam. The HD release was on Steam. I played it on stream. Sorry, that startled me. It's my cat. Set sometime in classical Japanese history, Okami combines several Japanese mythologies and folklore to tell the story of how the land was saved from darkness by the Shinto sun goddess named Amaterasu, who took the form of a white wolf with celestial markings covering its fur. It features a distinct sumie-inspired cel-shaded visual style and the celestial brush, a gesture system used to perform miracles. It's 19.99 on Steam. If you're a fan of the Zelda series at all, I'd recommend Okami. You will also love it.
Nice. I've never played a Zelda game other than
What?
Ocarina of Time, but like it was during that time period where I was so young, we weren't really trying to beat games. We were just kind of getting in there and just kind of like, oh, this is a Zelda game. I like this guy, and just kind of moving around. But I never got the opportunity to play like a Zelda game for real all the way through. I think the only Nintendo console we ever had was a 64 and a Super Nintendo, but I think we played more games on PlayStation 1 is when we kind of took gaming a little more
Hmm.
serious. But
It's shocking to me how I'm meeting people that have never played a Zelda game before or just played like one and didn't complete it.
mhm. Yeah,
But it does, I do realize that it's only on one system, and you have
yeah,
to remember that.
yeah. I got one more that I think I'll save for when you're down to your final one.
Okay.
So we can go to your next one.
Um, this one I saw was on your wish list on Steam. I don't know if you still wanted this game, but I put 12 Minutes, which
Oh
is
yeah,
an indie game that featured James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe
yeah.
as the cast. What was that?
No, I remember what you're talking about now. I forgot I put that in my wish list. I remember
Yeah,
this
I was
game.
looking at
Yeah,
your wish list and you
yeah.
only had two games. So it's a real-time, top-down, interactive thriller game with an accessible click and drag interface. So featuring the characters of James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and Willem Dafoe. There's technically like four characters in the game in total, with these three being three out of the four. What should be a romantic evening with your wife turns into a nightmare when a police detective breaks into your home, accuses your wife of murder, doesn't excuse your wife of murder, and beats you to death, only for you to find yourself immediately returned to the exact moment you opened the front door, stuck in a 12-minute time loop, doomed to relive the same terror again and again. So it's kind of like The Shining mixed with Rear Window. You're trying to figure out this story and piece it together before you die over and over and over.
Mhm.
And I really loved there's a lot of twists in the game, and I really loved the ending personally. I think the acting was, of course, stellar.
Yeah,
Voice acting
it
was
was.
stellar. And it's a short game. It's a short game, and it's difficult. It can be hard. It's really you
Yes,
got to use your brain to get through it.
yes.
But it's 24.99 on Steam. So if you're looking for an indie game that makes you think, I'd recommend that game.
I think the reason that I put it in my wish list, but then there was a streamer that I watched, and they played it, and I watched so much of it that I was like, okay, I kind of get the point, and so I just never went to go get the game. I just because I just already seen so much of it that I was like, oh, okay, I kind of
Hmm.
get. I kind of get what's going on. I didn't catch the very end of it, but I just watched so much of it. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I kind of get what it is, and I just never went back to the wish list to buy it. It looked really good though. I don't mean that as in it
It
wasn't
is
good.
good.
Yeah, it looks very good. I had just seen so much of it. I was like, oh, okay, I get what's going on.
Yeah, it's not a very long game at all. It's
Yeah.
just a few hours long, I would say, but it is fun, especially if you're like a fan of any of the actors. They do a very good job as their roles in the game.
And it does look like it could get difficult at times. It does look like it could be
Oh my
like,
God.
yeah, it gets stressful.
I had to look up at some points, but watching other people play the game and after knowing the whole story and
Mhm.
piecing together what they have to do, like it's a very satisfying feeling
Yeah.
when other people know what they have to do and piece out the story.
I like it. That was a good pick. That game, I remember hearing about it and I instantly was like, wow, that sounds good. And I got home from work and somebody was playing it. I was like, oh, that's that game. I'm just gonna check a little bit of it. I ended up staying way longer than I thought I was. And a lot of times with me, if I watch too much and I'm weird like that. Even with game trailers, I try not to watch too much of a
Oh,
game
that's not
trailer
weird.
that I really like. 'Cause if I see too much, I'm like, okay, I feel like I've already played the thing and I'm kind of out of getting it. So but yeah, the game is very interesting and it looks like a lot of fun.
Hmm.
For my last one, I'm going to say that this is a good one if you're into gaming because it's a good way to catch new games or to see games that maybe you're very interested in, but you feel like I don't have the time to put into this game, or I don't know if I want to play it, but it's fun to watch. I know a lot of people are like that with Elden Ring. They're just like, I could never play Elden Ring, but I'm having a great time watching somebody else play it. So if that's you, I would recommend, or if that's somebody that you want to buy a gift for, I would recommend buying them a subscription to Tabi's Twitch channel. That's my final one because look, I found out so many games through Tabby. I would have never known about Sifu. Well, I guess I would have eventually heard it because I listened to so many gaming podcasts. But that was the first time I've seen Sifu. It was the first time I've seen Sekiro. There's a lot of cosplay in her streams, from Lady D to Shepherd.
To my character in Elden Ring.
Yes, the character in Elden Ring. There's a lot of fun things like eating crickets and 24-hour streams that she shouldn't be doing, but she does them anyways. And wake up and go to work in an hour. There's cat appearances, and it's just a lot of fun. So that's my one,
Aw.
and she plans on making a comeback to streaming soon. So it'd be, well, I guess we'd have to wait till after Christmas, or just do it now. Just get the subscription now, and just keep the subscription going.
Oh, thank you. That was sweet of you to do. Can I change my last one?
Nope. You gotta do the one you got.
For my last Christmas gift list, I put rest. This was at very late last night when I typed this out. I said, "Get your rest.
Yes.
You deserve it.
Yes.
You do deserve rest. Remember to rest in between games, and rest your eyes. Go to bed. Don't overdo yourself." And yeah, it's the holidays in the new year, and you deserve to snuggle in those covers and rest and keep yourself nice and toasty warm. And that sounds really good right about now.
Yes, it does. My goal after this is to get on the couch and get a nice warm blanket and some hot chocolate and play either Guardians of the Galaxy or Ghost of Tsushima.
That sounds lovely. I have to write all of my Christmas cards today,
Oh
or else
no.
I'll never get them done. And it's like pulling teeth, kind of, to write these cards.
I could imagine so. That's a lot of cards to write. Um,
Yep. I got
I
them all
like it.
here.
I think we have a nice list of. You actually got more than 25 because we both gave you 25. I mean, you didn't exactly get 50 because there's only like one or two that we shared together too.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised there wasn't more.
that was
Did
great.
you did you not put Elden Ring on your list?
No, I did, but since you already said it, I just put my
Uh,
input in with you when you were talking yours. So I was kind of like, we'll just talk about it together so I don't have to bring it up again later.
wow. You were the more diverse. You were very, very, uh, very empathetic,
Yeah,
I guess would be the word with your list.
it was a good time for sure. I think we came up with some a killer list. Some of that stuff, if you're late Christmas shopping, you can just go to the store and get a lot of that right now. So that was a good time.
Or if you want to just go on Steam and click a few buttons and buy someone a video game, you can do it on your butt in front of your computer.
Yeah, and you can give somebody it to it. 1 minute you're doing clothes, you come back and there's a Christmas gift on your fucking computer that you were
Yeah.
not expecting. So it worked. You could get it done real quickly. But now is the most stressful time of this podcast, which is who
Oh,
wants to be a
shit.
real gamer. Last time, I forget the numbers because my memory sucks, and we should really keep score of this stuff. But I think you missed two or three. I can't remember which one of those it was.
I'm gonna say two.
But let's go for two. I'm with it. But this time we're going to go for perfect.
Yes, we're gonna get zero wrong this time. I'm gonna improve my score.
Here we go. All right. Hopefully, Chad will help us keep score here. Let's start this thing with number one. Which one of these is not a real game developer? Valve, Bungie, For the Win, Double Fine.
I'm gonna say for the win
Hmm.
because I know Bungie, Valve, and what was the last one?
Double Fine.
I know Double Fine, Bungie, and Valve are all game developers, so I'm gonna go with the C, the third one.
You would be correct. I.
Yay!
How did you know Double Fine?
What did Double Fine make again? I forget.
Psychonauts.
Oh, that's why.
And I didn't
And
know that.
they made Broken Age. I played that game.
So this morning, while I was procrastinating, I googled big developers. I knew Valve and Bungie, but I was looking for one. I was like, what is one that I personally don't hear a lot? And I seen Double Fine. I was like, I seen they made Psychonauts. I was like, but does she keep up with Psychonauts? Well, I guess you could. And For the Win, I thought was a perfect cover. I was like, For the Win sounds like a developer.
It does. It does. No, that was a trick question, but I've played one of Double Fine's catalog, so I knew.
Actually, I might have to copyright that. Name five characters in a Resident Evil series.
Oh, five. Ethan Winters,
Mhm.
Lady Dimitrescu,
Nice.
Jill Valentine.
Nice.
There's Wesker.
Yes.
What
One
more?
more.
Uh, oh, fuck. Uh,
There's three of them you're going to kill yourself over if you don't. Then you're going to be like, what the hell?
I know the one that I'm supposed to. Uh, oh my God. And uh, um,
No!
oh my God. Why is it all escaping me right now? You should put me on a timer.
Do you want a timer? We could put. How long should the timer be? 30 seconds?
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Okay. Let's see. 30 seconds.
Ava Wong.
I don't know who that is. That's a real? I'm taking it if you say Ava Wong is
Yes,
real.
it's a real.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. So that's
Wait,
five.
was it Ava Wong? Uh, Maybe I got that kind of wrong. Oh, Ada Wong.
How about we start the timer and you get one more chance to come up with the fifth? Well, I guess you said Ada Wong. Are we gonna give it? I feel like chat would say give it to you. You were there. You missed a letter.
I missed a letter.
Let's do it. You got it. All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Ada Wong. We'll do it. It's just one letter off. You knew what you were trying to say. Uh, Leon, Chris
I
Redfield,
know it.
and Claire Redfield.
Uh,
Okay, which
I'm
one of
under
these?
too much stress.
Which one of these games did not release in 2008? God of War: Chains of Olympus, GTA 4, Dead Space, Mass Effect 2.
Um, I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure Dead Space released in 2008. I don't know about any of the others, but I assume Mass Effect 2 was released later. So I'm gonna say Mass Effect 2.
That was a great guess.
Oh,
You had three left. That was a tough one to get out of. Would that be? My math is terrible, but I'm assuming a 75% chance of getting that wrong. So that was a nice guess. Um,
uh, it came out in 2011. Oh, so close.
all right, which of these games is not a real game? Doom. I hope you know your Dooms.
I played a Doom.
Doom Resurrection, Doom Eternal, Doom 64, or Doom Anthony's Revenge.
I was like, yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna say the last one is not a Doom game.
You're right. It's not released. It's actually coming out in 2026. So make sure you got that on your calendars.
Ah, okay,
So
gotcha.
far you are swinging for a perfect game. So
Yes.
hip hop artist Snoop Dogg had
Oh
a
no.
video game called Fear and Respect, set to release in 2006, but was never released due to growing competition in the urban themed video game market. Is this true or false?
Yeah, I wouldn't put him past him to make a video game. So I'm gonna say true.
You are still swinging perfect
What?
from the blade.
Because
Yes.
I know in that time period there was a lot of more urban video games coming out.
I remember, so this is what made me think of this. I remember we used to subscribe to game
Oh my
magazines that used to come in the mail,
God.
and we seen Snoop Dogg had a game, and we were so excited. Pictures of the game were in the magazine, and me and my brother were like, "Oh my god, Snoop Dogg has a video game," and we were super excited about it. And then one year, uh, like years later, we were like, "Yo, that Snoop Dogg game never came out," and so I looked into it today, and yeah, it was canceled.
I wonder if there's like behind the scenes documentaries about the development of that game.
I would love to know because there's pictures and everything from the game.
Yeah. I was like, how far in development did they get before they canceled it?
Yeah. All right, here we go. Are you familiar with the actress Kristen Bell?
Not really.
Well, here we go.
Well,
Well, for what it's worth, so far you were not familiar with Snoop Dogg's video game. You were not familiar with Doom's Anthony's Revenge, and you still you still hit it out the park. So
yes.
you're perfect from not knowing anything about the person. Kristen Bell, the famous American actress who starred in box office movies Frozen. I actually don't know if Spartan is a box office, but I threw it in here. Spartan, The Lifeguard, and Bad Moms. Also did some voice acting for a video game. But which one was it? The Last of Us Part 2? Mass Effect Andromeda? 2007's Assassin's Creed? Until Dawn.
Uh,
Let me know if you need me to read them back.
yeah, read them back to me,
The,
please.
the Last of Us Part 2, Mass Effect Andromeda, 2007's Assassin's Creed, or Until Dawn.
I have, God, it's probably going to be one of the Last of Us games. Wait, did you put Last of Us in twice?
No, The Last of Us Part 2, Mass Effect Andromeda, Until Dawn, and 2007's Assassin's Creed.
Uh, I was going to choose Mass Effect until you said Andromeda. So I will go with The Last of Us Part 2.
2007's Assassin's Creed would be the
Damn
answer.
it. 2007.
Yep. I don't.
I would have,
It said 2007's Assassin's Creed. I'm assuming was that the first Assassin's Creed game? I guess.
I
I don't know how
don't
that
know.
works.
I've never played an Assassin's Creed game,
Me neither.
but I had less, my new high score has gone up at least.
Yes, yeah, you are still doing this. Look, you're down to the final four, and remember, question number 10, you could never fail. And yes, make another Anthony
Oh,
game. We're dropping them like flies.
so
Name.
are there more
Oh,
questions?
yeah, we're down to the final four questions.
Okay.
This one, you got this. In Mass
Okay.
Effect 2, Shepard recruits a woman in a hoodie. What is her name?
Do I have options?
I can give you options. There wasn't options, but I can give you options.
Um, because I 99% remember what her name is, but I can't fully. It starts with a K. Um, let's see. I don't remember.
You're right there. You know what? Let's give you the options. We got this. Let's see. Okay. We got. I'm trying to not make the name so obvious. Uh,
No, I'll just lose that one. It's fine. I want to say I want to say Kimura or Kitsune, but those aren't not right. I don't know why. Those come to mind.
you were so close with Ka.
I can't remember.
All right, you throwing in the flag?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw in the towel.
Kazumi.
Kazumi. Go Kasumi.
There we go.
Kasumi Goto,
I didn't even
I
know the
think.
last name. That was some bonus points there.
Ah,
Okay.
damn it.
Name 4 From Software bosses. I mean, you got all those games to choose 4 boss names from.
Oh, but the boss is so. I can't even name one. It's been so long since I've played one.
Oh no.
Uh, I'm gonna throw in the towel with that one.
I'd have to throw them in with you. I guess Riker. All I know is the ones from Elden Ring. So Riker, Melania. Uh, who else is in there? Do I know 2 more? Marika, I think is the head boss. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Marika. Uh, yeah, I don't know that stuff. I don't know the other names.
Ah, see, you can't do it either. And you're playing right now.
Right? Okay, here we go. Sweet Tooth, Axel, Thumper, Mr. Grimm, Outlaw are all characters from which video game? Far Cry 6, Twisted Metal 2, Resident Evil Code Veronica, or Dishonored?
I think it's Twisted Metal too.
You are correct.
Yay!
And number 10, the one you can never fail. We asked you this last time what your favorite game is, favorite game of your childhood is, because that's always the 10th question. But you've already answered that. So, who is Tabby's favorite protagonist ever in a video game?
Oh, that's going to be Amaterasu from Okami. I love her so much.
Hi, and I think that's what you picked for your favorite game of all time last time, I believe.
Yep, I think that's what I picked.
All right, so you got question number 1 right, which was Double Fine is not a. I mean, For the Win is not a real developer. You got the name 5 characters of Resident Evil, right? You got the
Hmm.
2008 Mass Effect, not coming out in 2008. Which one of these games is not real? It was offensive that you said mine, but Doom's Anthony's Revenge is not real. 5, the Snoop Dogg game is not real. You got that right. So you got that. 6, the Kristen Bell, the 2007's Assassin's Creed. Uh,
I got it wrong.
you got the Kazumi one wrong. And the name 4 From Software bosses. So you only missed 3. That's still not a bad round. 3 out of
I
10.
still pass.
You still pass. And as much as
Passing
you
grade.
as much as you show up for all my content, I'm sure you'll be back here again and you'll get another shot at getting a perfect because you're so close.
Yes, I'll do it one day.
Yes. The first 5 and 0, and a lot of those you had no clue about Snoop Dogg or
How could I go so wrong after being so right?
you knocked out the toughest ones and then got to the Mass Effect. I thought you were gonna kill the Kazumi part. But nice. Overall, you did great, and I think this was another great podcast.
It was. It was fun to talk about what we'd recommend for Christmas, and it made me want to replay so many video games.
Yeah, we proved that you're still a real gamer, and we also gave people close to 50 Christmas items that they can go get last minute for a gaming friend.
Yeah, game ideas. That's pretty good.
I like it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of the podcast. I am not going to be playing a game. It's the holidays. Go be with your family and friends and loved ones. And like Tabby said, get some rest.
Get some rest.
Yes, rest up. I don't really have anything super exciting to play at the moment without having to move my PlayStation in here. Besides Sekiro, and I'm playing that in my own time. I'm being selfish with that, so y'all won't be seeing that right now. But thank you for hanging out and for chatting with us and helping us come up with some great ideas for these games. And it was successful. Tabby, thank you again for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Of course, and we'll have to have you back. And I have one more important announcement, which is next week we'll be doing a mystery game. And lucky for you, you tuned in, and I'm going to tell you what that mystery game is. So, ladies and gentlemen, the mystery game is